Tell me when. Are we live? Are we live right now? Jose? Yes, we're live. Can anyone hear me? Oh, everyone can. That showcase was a 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5. Shut up.
You're fired. You're fired. Just mid.
We're going to overthrow your ass.
The Nerd Chat, an Xbox podcast.
Is a podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days.
Hosted by a group of best friends. If you'd like to find out more, visit nerdchatmedia.com.
This is Cortana. And remember, don't make a girl a promise if you know you can't keep it. As always, Spartans, see you online.
Guys, are you seeing this? We already got Nissa and Shadow Grim and X13 Ghost in the chat.
Bam, popping off.
Oh, hello. Daddy D. Wally here, and welcome to the Nerd Chat, an Xbox podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days. My name is Daniel Daddy D. Wally Walenzik, and I'm here to say that the Xbox Showcase was a 3 out of 5.
Idiot!
Joining me, as always, is the super producer and faith-based samurai in the lands between. Please welcome Chipotle Bear. Chipotle Bear, how are you?
I'm stellar, man. Yesterday, I got to move 3.5 tons of rock into our backyard in the heat, but it looks great, and it's done now, which is great. My back is actually okay today. Excited to talk about games. It seems like it's been forever since the showcase, but it's really just our first episode since, so we're happy to be here. Thanks, everybody in the chat. It's going to be a great show, guys.
And joining us as always, my wife loves Fallout X Bacon Gaming. How are you?
We are currently halfway through the 4th episode. She is intrigued. She does not think she'll ever like the ghoul, but I told her she will. So I am on vacation. I went up and played TPC Colorado up in Berthoud. Very expensive round of golf, but had to get it done. So it's been kind of fun hanging out, playing. Living life.
Nice, man.
And making his grand debut, we have a special guest on the show tonight. He is too busy enjoying games to complain about them. He plays on Xbox, PlayStation, PC, and he's a big cloud gamer. # he's also a GeForce Now ambassador. Please welcome Jeremy, a.k.a. Dude Gamer, a.k.a. Mr. Ashes2Ashes to the show. Welcome, buddy. What's going on?
No, I appreciate it. Thanks so much for having me. Excited to talk about games. It's also kind of scary how much you know about me already.
Oh, well,
he does his homework. We're all shocked.
Ashes, I cannot wait to talk to you because you were at the Xbox. Is it Fan Fest Showcase? What do they call it over there this past weekend?
They call it the Fan Fest, the thing you watch. It's like a viewing party.
Okay,
yeah.
Very nice. So we are going to jump into that, guys. We are going to skip shout-outs for now, Jose, because like I said earlier, the showcase was mid. 3 out of 5.
You are a troll.
Not sure how long you can keep this up, Dan.
Jose, let's jump into the Xbox news for the week.
News team! Assemble!
And of course, news story number 1. Man, oh man. The Xbox Games Showcase 2024. And if you couldn't tell, I don't think it was mid. I think it was a banger, slanger, 5 out of 5. What else could Xbox have done, gentlemen? What else do you want?
I thought we were going to the 10-point scale, Dan.
Well,
let's go to the 10-point scale. Just makes sense.
I would give it 9.5.
That's a good score.
Out of 10. Because if it was a 10, it would be like something super crazy. Like as far as games, 10 out of 10. But overall conference, 9.5 out of 10. But we'll get back to ratings later. Ashes, like I said, you were there. You were boots on the ground, as they say. Talk to us. Tell us what this experience was from day one, from the beginning up to the conference. Share what your experience with us.
That was great. It was. How was my mic volume, by the way? I was told that my volume's a little low.
Yeah, I turned up just a little bit, man.
If I can adjust it real
Somebody shut that dog up.
Whose dog is it?
Is that a
I
little
don't think
better?
that's mine.
I think so. We'll
Okay.
figure it out.
Is it
Just
the
speak
headset
up.
mic?
Oh yeah. Are you on your
Or is it
headset
going
or are
a
you
little
on your
closer?
mic?
I'm on my headset, Mike.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's clear.
That's better.
Good. Okay. No, it was great. It was on the West Coast, so it started early. We got there around 8 o'clock. We had to check in. There was a line already around the building when I got there.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. So you got there early, had to wait in line. They gave you some nice swag. I got a cool bomber jacket. I don't know if you guys saw the picture
saw
online.
I saw
They're
the
sick,
bomber.
dude.
I did see a picture of you online, and also I saw that they're selling that bomber jacket now. And of
Ooh,
course,
They are.
I have so many of them. But go ahead, keep going. What else?
They are. They're selling them, and I also got an extra bag of some patches. So if someone happens to get that jacket, I can send you some patches that would go on that arm sleeve. Yeah, gave you a hat. You walked the green carpet. Take some pictures while you're walking in front of it, and then they kind of lined us up for the show.
And
we all
then
got to witness greatness in that showcase. It was great.
okay.
Definitely not mid.
So Ashes, for you, if you had to rank the conference out of 10, what is your overall ranking for the 2024 Xbox Game Showcase?
The easy 10.
Oh,
Easy.
Easy 10. Yeah, it was an easy 10.
Would
I
you?
mean, I saw a bunch of just super Sony fanboys say the same thing. I mean, it was banger after banger. There was one game that was maybe a little slower than the rest, but it didn't matter. They were all so good.
And have you been to these events beforehand?
Yeah, previously to this one, I had gone to two others. The last one was actually E3 in 2013.
Oh
wow.
wow, jeez.
Yeah. So I was there
no,
at the
that's
bad
right. That's
year.
right. We talked about that. We talked about who
Yeah.
you were at the. Oh my gosh, the Xbox One launch. Oh,
Yep. So I've seen the worst in
And
person.
now-
I've also seen the best in person.
there you've literally you have
you
seen.
had 2013. Holy cow!
He saw the worst,
Oh,
and now he's seen potentially, or not even potentially. This is hands down the best general Xbox game showcase ever, and I think we'd all agree on that. What was the other one? Probably like what year was? Do you remember the other one?
2011.
Okay, so you had not. Wow, what inspired you to go this year? Did you have to like win these tickets to go, and then you like have to figure out the rest from there, or like how does it work?
Yeah, you did, and I actually didn't even win. I had a friend that had won, and usually his brother would hang out with him. It happened to be his brother's birthday. He couldn't get out of it, so thanks for having a birthday, and invited me to go. So yeah, we had a great time.
Very nice. Bacon, straight over to you. How would you rank the Xbox Game Showcase 2024?
I'm gonna get a 9.5. It would have been
Okay.
a 10 if I could have got some dates for games that are coming out this year.
That's true. You're right. I
That
forgot
is my
about that.
sole hang up.
That's a good one. I'm right there with you, Bacon.
Right. I
Yeah,
mean, we know
forgot about
Indie's coming. We know what else.
Do
is
we?
coming. Yeah.
Yes, we do. Absolutely, we do.
Okay.
So, I mean, there are games slated for this year, and we didn't even get like a month. It was just 2024. So, other than that, and I like, part of me likes to say, hey, let's not give a date if we don't know exactly, because then if it gets delayed 2 weeks, then of course the stables are going to come out. Xbox can't manage anything. So, but overall, it was absolutely phenomenal. I haven't been that excited to watch a conference in a really long time.
Quick question. You did have it spoiled for you beforehand. Did you know everything, Bacon?
Not everything. I
Okay.
knew.
Tell us what you knew beforehand.
I knew for sure State of Decay was going to be there.
Okay. Well, yeah, I think everyone saw that
And
letter.
then,
with the update.
of course, I knew Starfield was going to be there. And then, what was the other big one? Oh, I'd been hearing all the rumblings about Gears for a long time. So, I thought it was going to be Gears 6, which we all thought it was going to be Gears 6, and it's not Gears 6. But I was under the impression it was going to be, but I'm happily surprised that it's not. So, for the most part, I tried to stay radio silent, but a few things I caught that.
Let's Bacon, remind me about the dates later because I want to talk about that. Okay.
Okay.
Towards the end. Jose. What
10
I
out of
mean,
10.
you're okay.
Any day of the week. But and look, everybody that listens to the show knows that I'm not that guy. I'm like
You're
Ash.
Mr.
Just like I
Positive.
just
I was
like
just gonna
games. I'm
say.
here to have fun. I think this is fun. Like I'm gonna find things that I like. I tend to not to focus on the negative things. But here's what I will say about the dates. That did not bother me once because we've complained, all of us on the show, all of our friend shows, Luke's show, Joe's show. Like we complain when Xbox gives a date and then doesn't hit it, just like Bacon said, and it creates this big to do. We've basically have created this. We've created this world where like they're not going to tell us until they are 1000% sure. And yeah, of course, we would love to know all at the show, but that's just not going to happen, man. Like I'd rather see these things that were exciting. And the way that I judged it, the way that I kind of look at all shows is all shows have a structure, right? Like Dan talks about that compliment sandwich when you're talking to people. You kind of start out with something big, and then there's always kind of a little bit of a lull in the middle where you get into some details, maybe developer interviews, whatever it is, and then you finish with a bang. And that's what I judge it on, is how long are we in that first section where it's just like hit after hit after hit. And in this one, it was literally almost half an hour where there was no talking on stage. There was no filler. There was just like a trailer that we were all thrilled about. Another trailer we're all thrilled about. Another game we weren't expecting. Like, I just think like that's insane. And I know there were complaints we're going to get into about like gameplay. I think we saw a lot of gameplay. I don't think that they specifically called it out as like, hey, here's gameplay, but you could just tell by the way that it looked on screen that like, that's what it's going to look when I'm playing the game. I think that's what my opinion is. So overall, 10 out of 10, easy, man.
Ashes, why do you think they avoided dates on some of these? Do you think all these games that said 2024 are for sure a lock? They're just trying to see where other games land. Like, what are you thinking about the date thing?
Yeah, I do. I think it's because they just have so much coming out. I saw someone make a comment kind of jokingly, like, okay, what is Xbox coming out with this year? And I was like, did you even watch the show? There was 10 things coming out, including new releases and big game updates. So I think it's because of the sheer, and there's only 6 months left in the year. Right. So with that sheer amount of stuff coming out, I think they want to figure out, where do we have the big ones fall? Where do they get slotted in? And then where do we put in these little things to kind of carry on between? Okay. So I don't think there's anything wrong. I think it's just them kind of lining stuff up.
All right. So we are on the Xbox wire right now, and I believe I said that to you too, Ashes. We're just going to go game by game. Tell me if this is a day one for you, or is this you're going to interested, wait and see, or if this is a pass. Okay, so first game on the Xbox wire, Age of Mythology Retold. This is a pass for me. I'm not gonna lie, boys. Bacon, you're shaking your head in disappointment. Why?
Dan, you are a PC gamer. This is a PC.
I don't play mouse and keyboard.
Game. This is a PC game. You have to embrace this stuff. It's cool. It's coming to console and all, but this is a PC game. You have to embrace the PC game. Turn-based RTSs, point and clicks. It's pretty important.
Pass. Jose, what about you?
I mean, right now it's not a day in like a day one for me, but it's not because I'm against it. I've heard lots of great things. Remember, I only built my PC here in January. Like, I'm literally in the first 6 months still, and I'm embracing it. But like, I honestly have so much on my docket right now that I'm just trying to get through that I'm not even thinking that far ahead. And I really feel like, honestly, if I'm going to get into one game like that, I kind of need to pick one, whether it's Warcraft, whether it's Age of Mythology, whether it's a potential StarCraft one day, if they release a new one. Like,
what about that Aura? Where was that, you guys?
Aura History Untold.
Wasn't that a part of the next year slate?
Yeah, it should have been.
Yes, it's coming out in September, right, or something like that, in the fall.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Anyway, so not a day one for me, but still mad respect, man. Joe was pumped about it. He was all about the Age of Mythology.
Nerd alert, am I right, Jose? Am I right?
Nerd alert!
Thank you. Ashes, what about you? Is this a day one for you? Are you into these kinds of games?
Oh, yeah, it's already pre-installed.
Whoa.
It's pre-installed, ready to go.
Okay, well.
He's putting us all to shame out here, Ashes.
He's streaming it. Next game they have on the list is Call of Duty Black Ops 6. I'm not going to lie, you guys. I never went back and finished the direct because this is already a day one for me. And exciting news. Xbox, Bacon did confirm later, like as soon as he could, he pre-installed it. It's showing up in the PC app on Xbox, and it's showing achievements that were not there, Bacon. Those are Modern Warfare 1, 2. Those are my achievements that I have for my Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1 and 2 on console. And 3 actually is on there too. So I'm assuming actually, Jose, we have some exclusive world premiere news right here, Jose.
Exclusive world premiere.
Bacon and I, well, it was really me. I said it to him first, but then we jumped to conclusions on the jump to conclusions mat here. We are thinking they are preparing for an immediate or soon to be Game Pass launch of Modern Warfare 3 and the previous Call of Duties into Game Pass on console. And also, more importantly, on PC. We're going to get achievements, you guys. Hopefully, we're not going to miss out on Achievos on BattleNet. So, Bacon, I already know this is day one for you. What were you thinking when you saw it on the PC app?
It's purchasable on the PC app too, so you can buy it on the PC Xbox app, which we never had.
So right now, I can buy Modern Warfare 3.
You can. I'm going to check Diablo right now, see if it's purchasable on the app. So you didn't watch all the important stuff on that, and they're doing a ton with movement in this game, which is super important. It's going to operate more like a human as you roll on the ground. You don't just do quadrants when you're rolling or getting on your back and stuff like that. So there's quite a bit of hype around this one because it's been in development for so long. You can sprint sideways instead of, it's just all the stuff you think you can do in combat, you're actually going to be able to do. So crazy excited. I am stoked. I think this is going to move a lot of Game Pass subs.
We'll see.
The excitement around this game and excitement around everything to here. There's still some Sony marketing stuff going on, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I haven't gotten full details on that.
That would be insane.
I'm excited. If you haven't watched the deep dive, you should watch the deep dive because it actually tells a lot. So going back to 3-lane maps and everything. So
Chipotle Bear, we are always dropping already. I know this is day one for you, but did anything from the direct stand out to you, or you're just like, yep, looks like Call of Duty, I'm ready to go?
Nothing necessarily from the direct, because again, I always knew this was going to be a day one for us. However, I will we'll get to it later, but I have some info from one of our friends through Discord, actually through Luke's Discord. Split End sent an interesting article we'll touch on because I think I had some cool points, but otherwise, definitely a day one for me, man.
Shout out to X13 Ghost in the chat. Haven't been excited for Call of Duty, but Blop 6 has me interested all over again. Ashes, we're trying to get you to drop into the war zone with us. Is this a day one for you, or are you going to be busy playing, what was that, Age of Mythology?
I'll definitely try it day one. It's funny, I haven't bought a Call of Duty in I don't even know how many years. It's been a long time, but from what I saw at the show and the fact it's being added to Game Pass now, I feel like just out of principle alone, I've got to try it day one. And it actually looks really good. That Omni movement, patent pending, that Bacon was talking about earlier, does look really cool. That movement stuff they've been working on. So yeah, it's got me excited to give it a go.
Are you into like the competitive first-person shooters, or?
Oh yeah, no, I had done some MLG tournaments for a long time.
Oh wow!
Why I stopped doing it for a while. I kind of got burnt out because I was highly competitive for a number of years.
Oh gosh.
You're going to love Dan Ashes.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe we should invite him because we're just going to disappoint Ashes. Never mind, Ashes. You're too good for us.
Well, what's cool is we're going to be able to take advantage of the $30 upgrade. We're going to get the early access, if there is early access, but we'll get all the content and
Battle Pass. I mean, if it's got the Battle Pass in there, I'll do the stupid early access. That's a great point, Bacon. Next,
I was going to say real quick to Chipotle's point. I think it will actually push some Game Pass subs too. I know you kind of
I think maybe
laughed
consoles
that off, but with the perks they're already starting to roll into there with the skin perks and stuff, even people that would normally buy it annually year over year, I think you're still going to get them subbed just to get those extra skins and stuff on top of it.
A shout out to Luke Lore, aka Xbox Expansion Pass in the chat. He said Split End writes for Gaming Trend. He's a great journalist, and also hi Ashes. Shout out to Luke, and let's move on to the next. And this is one of the earlier games in the conference. And we kind of knew it was coming, but we didn't know it was going to look this good. Doom, The Dark Ages is coming to Xbox 2025. I need to start writing this down. Jose,
did you skip Avowed on purpose?
Did I?
Yeah.
No. I'm going in the order on the Xbox Wire post, Bacon.
Are you?
Keep
I'm
up.
on there too.
The one that I sent, Call of Duty, and then now we're
Ancient
on
Mythology, Avowed.
Oh shoot, you're right. We skipped Avowed. Avowed. We'll go back to that in a second. Let's go to Doom.
Let's go to Doom.
2025. I'm all in. I love Doom. Never really cared for Doom until I played Doom 2016. Was blown away by Doom 2016. Was blown away by Doom Eternal. Got angry and wanted to rage quit the DLC in Doom Eternal. I think I played that on easy and it was still hard as
Look at it. Pumps
Jose. So Bacon, I know that's a day one for you. No, I'm not playing in a mouse and keyboard.
You should.
Anything to add to that, Bacon?
No, I was concerned with everything was coming out about it possibly being like swords and shields back in the day. You know, like you can't have the Doom guy without blowing aliens' heads off. And
shield looked amazing.
Yeah, shield did look dope.
And the gun with the skulls as your bullets.
Right. The setting looks incredible. The music we all know is going to be incredible. It's going to be fast. They either do it on Vulcan or DirectX, and the way Vulcan handles it and how much performance you can get with this thing running in Vulcan. It's just, they know how to do it, and they know how to get 240 frames easily, and you can run Doom on a toaster. So crazy excited. I'm in for the ride because I don't know how he's gonna get to the before times and have guns. I don't know. Let's go. I'm ready.
Chipotle, have you played both Dooms or just?
Oh, 1000%, dude. But here's what's crazy. Like, I really wasn't a Doom guy when I was younger. Like, I always knew what it was, mad respect for it. I just didn't necessarily love that kind of like the way it turned. What changed me was Doom 3. Remember how it was kind of like a horror game? And it was like when PCs were like really growing, and it was like at the time incredible graphics. And so since then, I've been a huge fan. And that's one thing that really excited me to this is they said that, it's because they're getting kind of back to that, not necessarily speed, but really that like Doom feeling. With the original, so this will absolutely be a day one. Like, I would pay full price for this thing because I'm sure it's going to be awesome, dude.
I mean, and that's what's crazy. I would play for all the ones I've said yes to so far. I would have already paid full price for them, but now we don't have to because of the beauty of Game Pass. Ashes, are you playing Doom day one on your mouse and keyboard, or are you on controller?
It depends on how it feels. I'm absolutely a day one. I know some of the previous Dooms when I got into them, it just didn't feel snappy enough on the controller, so I did swap over to mouse and
Interesting.
keyboard. But we'll see how it feels. I mean, you've got a shield with a chainsaw on it. I mean, give me a break. You have to play it simply because of that. So yeah, I'm super pumped.
Do you mostly play a mouse and keyboard?
No, normally I'll play on controller, but again, it depends on the game how it feels to me.
Okay. Do you have good experience with mouse and keyboard? Like, you feel comfortable on it, or do you prefer one or the other? Because like I try and my left hand, I can't do the WASD Ashes.
So easy.
I can't move around. It's terrible.
Yeah, I'm comfortable enough. It's probably because of the years of MMOs, especially with World of Warcraft. Got me used to it. Yeah.
Okay. Shout out to Mariano Pompa in the chat. He said, "Dan, you're fired." You're fired. Thank you. I don't know why. And shout out to
skipped Avowed. That's
okay. And shout out to Pomps because we saw him getting just big and beefy in the gym. Am I right, Chipotle?
Yeah, we did. Like, it was honestly, I felt lesser.
Big and beefy with Ainsley, Bobby Bowden, Bowden. Ashes, did you meet anybody out there? I didn't ask you earlier. Who did you meet out at the showcase?
I felt like I met everyone of the who's who of the Xbox, including Luke here in chat. So yeah, I met them all.
Very nice. And Bacon was absolutely right. I skipped Avowed. And you know what? This is a day one for me, but I'm not going to lie, you guys. Avowed still hasn't quite grabbed me. I don't know what it is. I think it's beautiful. I do think the art style is the best thing I've seen so far of it, but Ashes, there's just something missing, and I can't tell what it is. But to be fair, I'm not going to judge it until I play it. And I also wasn't very high on the Outer Worlds until I played it. So I'm hoping expectations down here, and then I'll play it. I'll be like, wow, that was incredible. So Ashes, talk to me. What are your feelings on Avowed?
I was going to say the exact same thing. I felt very similar to Outer Worlds when I saw the trailers. Just, is this really going to be a game for me? Until I played it, and I fell in love with the writing, the comedy, the choices that Obsidian does, everything. So I'm going to assume I'm going to enjoy it immensely, and yeah, play it day one for sure.
X13 said, Avowed, I am absolutely excited for, but there is something goofy about their showings that kind of make me scratch my head. Yeah, something's off, Jose, but we already know.
Their marketing
You're
is
day one.
dope, though, dude. Like the artwork.
I know, yeah, the
and
key
stuff like
art,
that part
that
is
key
the
art
key art is dope.
insane.
What they do.
It's what's going on with this game, Trolley Bear?
I don't know, man. I still think we'd heard about Avowed for so long before we saw that thing last year, and it was frankly a tiny bit of a letdown, just because that one scene where you're like slashing at the lizards, we were like, whoa, that doesn't look great. And to be fair, they've come a long way, and I really think it's going to be a great game. I'm sure I will love it, just like you said, Dan. It just says, I think that put a weird sour taste in our mouth, right? Like it's hard to get over that, especially because we've had a rough couple years from Xbox, and even this year, like we're going to get to this point later when we talk about Matt Kennedy's comment, but like up until this showcase, there were still some concerns about stuff that Xbox was doing. So like, it just, I think some of that uneasiness feeds into that, but ultimately I do really think that a lot of this has delivered, man. And I think that we're in for some treats in the very near future.
Bacon, tell me why I should be excited for Avowed.
You should be excited for Avowed because, as Pomps puts in the chat, that Obsidian doesn't miss.
That's true.
I mean, it's gonna be a great RPG. I mean,
yes, but look at the next quote, Luke Pompa. I've said that too many studios about too many studios, and they have missed. Just like we also said that.
I never said the Redfall studio never misses. So. I mean, it's gonna be a big game.
Luke, breaking news. Luke also says, you know what? F Jeff Keighley. He said Jeff Keighley has some concerns. I can't stand Jeff Keighley. Sorry, Jeff, if I ever say
I just remember back to the reveal we had when it was all dark and all the arrows flying in the air, and he holds his hand up and conjures up that spell, and that's what I was expecting. And what we got last year for it, I was like, what the heck? I'm sure it's gonna be great. I'm sure they've listened to a lot of our feedback and have made changes to the combat because it does look a lot better. But I mean, who really plays big old RPGs for the combat unless you're playing for Mass Effect? And Mass Effect did it better than everybody.
Ring.
So is
Skyrim
really an
cool
RPG?
combat at the time?
Is Elden Ring really
Didn't it win
RPG?
best RPG?
I mean, come on. How many conversations did you really have in Elden Ring and make choices? And
I mean,
I don't know.
Apparently there's a lot there. We just don't pay attention.
Yeah, I guess.
Speaking of giant RPGs, that brings us to the next game. Playground Games asked, what does it mean to be a hero in the next installment of its Fable trailer series? So Fable, we got another trailer. Also got gameplay that people don't believe is gameplay. This is a day one for me. I loved all the Fables beforehand. And I'm afraid to say this now. Playground Games literally has never missed. They don't miss. They only make bangers. So again, no date, but I have so much faith. I hate saying this, Luke, in Playground Games. I will wait until this game comes out. But as far as like the comedy, the humor, the feel, I am so into this game. I still feel like they've been showing us a lot, but not much at all at the same time. Ashes, talk to me about Fable. Are you interested?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. It's a day one, and like you said, I think they captured the essence of the first Fables, writing, comedic-wise, very well, and it just looks stunning. I mean, like they've showed the last two showings now of that show. That's in-game footage. When people had pushed back, we actually had a dev from Playground say, "No, that's in-game." As much as you may not want to believe it, and you're right, Playground doesn't miss. They know how to make things look beautiful and make the gameplay.
We're jinxing them. We're jinxing them, you guys. Shout out to X13 Ghost. He said, "Don't say those cursed words now. We're screwed." Fable day one for Shadow Grim. 100%. Just wish there was a date. Correct. Still no date. Todd Oxtra is in the chat. Todd said he's on the keyboard comment all of a sudden. Keyboard isn't great for ergonomics as an analog movement, which is why I gave up on keyboard. And Pomps also said, I killed Fable but still a day one for X13 Ghost. And then Luke's got some words for Jeff Keighley. He said, "I just find Jeff dismissive, entitled, and rude."
I mean, he's not
He's
wrong.
right though.
I'm not going to say anything. Luke.
He's absolutely right.
Thank you, Jose. Perfect. Jose, I know you're day one on Fable. Anything stood out to you or anything to add?
Well, you know what's crazy is I am absolutely day one, but I only played the first Fable and I didn't love it. But I also played it like 10 years late.
Did you play Fable 2? You never played 2?
I didn't because of that. Again, I was a decade late. That's a me problem. That's not a Fable problem. But I know everybody loved it, and so I'm actually really looking forward to getting back at. I do love a good RPG. I like the medieval setting. I do agree with you, Dan, that a lot of people have seen the gameplay and don't realize it's gameplay, or they think that they're lying. But I really think that people are just going to be blown away, dude. And I know, especially with Todd in the chat, like I know not everybody loved Hellblade, but I really get the sense that Fable will be that true. The gameplay will be married with the graphics, so I'm really excited for that experience when it comes out.
I'm hoping. Another one where people, like Ashes said, not enough gameplay. Do you hear that, Canadian Jacob? I know you're going to listen to this. That was gameplay. Bacon, closing thoughts on Fable. Do you have history with Fable? I can't remember.
I'm like Chapeau on this one. I tried like 2-3 years ago to play the first one. And I could see,
you guys need to play.
I could see the humor and I could see where they were heading with it, but it was just so dated. I just didn't stay with it, but I can see what I did play of it, why it's loved and why this now one I'm really paying attention to is doing what it's doing. So I absolutely love everything I've seen from this trailer. I love the tone, the comedy. Apparently all the British people know who these people are and their jokes, and and so this is probably my most anticipated game.
Really? Whoa.
I have super high hopes. And have we confirmed, is this in that Forza Tech engine or did they use something else?
I don't know what they're doing.
We don't know yet.
I'm pretty sure it's in Forza Tech. So I mean, they don't have any real history of doing any of this except for in the Horizon series when you have those little 2-second snippets of NPCs talking to you. So, but when I see it looks fantastic. So,
speaking of their new territory, Bacon, Todd Oxford. Of course, Todd's always got to bring us down. He's just so. Todd said, "Fable has so much promise, but Playground is in uncharted territory." You know what, Todd? Gosh. Whatever, Todd. Deja Vu said Fable 3 is the one I played most back in the day. And Shadowgrim says you have to play Fable 2. I agree. Fable 2 was the highlight.
But it does sound like, the one thing I will say, it sounds like what they're going
was defending his Hellblade. I was exhausted when I recorded that.
No, he meant his show, not his Hellblade.
Oh.
But it sounds like really the Fable thing that everybody loved back in the day was that your character physically changed as you made choices. Just by some of the stuff they said in the trailer, it does seem like they're potentially bringing that back, which I think will be cool, man. I'm excited to see how they implement that.
Next game they have on this list, and I just realized we've had banger after banger after banger, except for that Age game. They closed the show with this,
banger.
And this was one of the key moments of the show. And I really got to go to Ashes. This is a day one for me, and I'm a Gears guy, but I'm not like Luke. And also, shout out to Luke Laura. If you haven't already, go check out his interview with Clifford Blazinski. His reaction to seeing Gears of War E-Day. What a great interview. Shout out to Luke Laura and his fantastic interview.
It has over 10,000 views right now, man. Luke's killing it.
They better credit you in all of this breaking news, exclusive news he talked about. Ashes, what was it like when Gears of War E-Day was announced at the conference that you were watching?
Oh man, I mean, Luke and chat can attest, but when we were there and you first see the icon on the TV screen, everyone started losing their mind. And then you notice that Marcus is young, and you're like, okay, why are they showing a young Marcus? And then you hear those brief notes of Mad World, and I leaned to my friend and I was like, is that Mad World that they're kind of
I did the same thing.
Yeah, and then as soon as they bring up Dom, dude, I don't cry at video games or get misty-eyed, but I was like, dude, the nostalgia bomb hit hard.
Yeah.
And yeah, the whole theater went crazy. It was awesome.
That's shout out to Lord Cognito. He was saying on Defining Duke the other day, grown man tears were going around at the theater during this.
No shame, bud.
Yeah, and I didn't put two and two together. I was like, that looks. I was thrown off. I was like, is that a young? What's his son's name? I already forgot. Marcus's son.
Ashley was the girl. Hang on.
JD? No.
JD. Is that
Yeah.
is that JD? And I was like, but then I was like, oh, I didn't put two and two together until I saw Dom. I was like, oh, that's a young Marcus and Dom. So, Bacon. I mean, you kind of knew. Well, you didn't know, but you were just kept saying this is.
I don't think anybody prognosticated this one. I mean,
yeah,
I'm a big Gears multiplayer fan, just like I was a big Halo multiplayer fan, more
Mass Effect multiplayer fan.
Right, more for the multiplayer than I ever was for the story. So it hasn't been since recent years where I've really gotten into the story. I'm kind of glad they've gone away from Kate and her story, because 5 was just kind of I mean, it was great.
Speaking of 5, Todd Usher again commented. He always controversial with his comments. Todd said, "Is anyone scared that we are another 7 years away from wrapping up the career of Gears 5?" No, nobody cares. Nobody cares. I hate saying that because I enjoyed Gears 4 and 5. Todd, I'm fine with this. And again, going back to what Cog was saying with Mr. Maddie and Defining Duke, go listen to their reactions as well. He's like, dude, no offense to them, Todd. No. Nobody cares. People want to see what Marcus and Dom were doing. We want to see E-Day. We'll be fine. Whenever that happens, it happens. All right. Sorry, Bacon.
But to this day, every time I hear that song, I think of Gears of War. Yeah. Every time I hear that song, dude. It's all I think about is Gears.
That's crazy.
And when I was hearing those piano notes coming in for that, and I'm just wait a tick.
I said it first. I heard it.
Oh, I was like, this is the passion and the fire that all the love that we had in the 360 generation all wrapped up into one freaking trailer. I've watched the reactions. I've seen the videos from inside the conference.
Bacon, like you just said, tying it to 360, it feels like
it does.
The fact that we've got
this showcase,
we've got the Gears, we've got like
Fable, all attached.
Fable coming back, like
all attached.
It's very bizarre the timing that they're. And who said this? I can't remember. It might have been Maddie too. They finally we're at a point with Xbox history, 25 years now, basically, where you can have this nostalgia, and they're playing up on it. I think it was Maddie who was saying this. Do this, and now they are, and they can, and it is. You're right. Like it's very. Are we going to hit this like 360 mode? Are we going to launch the next generation early, just like the 360? Crazy stuff, you guys.
Do we think this is a launch game for the next?
Exactly. That's what I was just going to say.
Generation?
Oh my gosh, this is. I'm getting chills already. Jose, close this up on Gears of War E-Day.
Honestly,
back to Gears of War. We skimmed over that.
Oh yeah, it's Gears of War, not Gears. Yeah.
Yes.
No, honestly, what it felt like is it made me think of like basically it was a whole nation of grown men who have like careers and families and jobs, and all of us were like children again. Like I made me think of like I remember when I was in the movie theater with Chance when we were like 12 years old, and we saw our first trailer for Mortal Kombat, like the original 1990s Mortal Kombat, and we're like slapping each other's legs and like freaking out. I'm sure Rita, his mom, was like, "What the hell are these kids doing?" Like Luke said that about he and Ains, like they were literally like hitting each other's knees and stuff, excited. Like it feels fun, man. Like the nostalgia does hit hard, like Bacon said, and that's a good thing, man. What a great time to be alive. And honestly, not to be super controversial, I'm honestly glad that people are just finally excited to play games, even if they're on multiple platforms, man. Just let people play. Just let people have fun.
Yeah, and actually, again, shout out Nissa. I shouted out Luke's interview with Cliff Blasinski. Don't even worry about it. But he mentioned in that, Luke specifically asked him, how would you feel if Gears is on PlayStation? And of course, he was like, yeah, I'm all about that. I want more people to play. Ash's closing thoughts on Gears of War, E-Day, and what do you think about our little conspiracy theory here that it could be a potential launch game for the next Xbox console?
I like that thought. I like that thought a lot. I think it could be. I think the timing works out well. And I threw a little thought I had out there. I didn't know if you saw it. I had posted it shortly after the show that what if the whole entirety of E-Day is just fond times memory back that Marcus has while he's actually in Gear 6.
Dude,
you got an exception out here.
Whoa! Okay. And then you could, and then the ending of it is like him at present day where Gears 5. Oh my gosh, dude, Jose, there's a clip right there.
Yeah, I'm excited for it though.
Shout out to Chris, 1 hour, 1 decision. I don't have the car. I didn't buy a car yet, guys. I don't have
Thank
the money.
God.
I'm never gonna
Thank
buy
God.
one.
Thank God.
I want one
Ali
so
put
bad.
Bosch on that one.
I'm so sick of driving the Pacifica, you guys.
But it's
Anyway,
just
moving on.
hard.
I love the Pacifica though. Don't get me wrong. I can't imagine driving our kids around anything else. I honestly love the thing, but
It is
Oh my car
impossible
back.
to not be stoked about this Gears of War reveal. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
incredible. Yeah, even if you're not even a big Gears guy, it was a moment for sure. Next up, I've seen some mixed reactions to the Indiana Jones and the next trailer
Circle.
that we saw. I know it's a great circle, but the most recent trailer, I gotta say, I thought I was watching a movie in the series. I thought if this is a sequel to the Temple of Doom or The Last Crusade, I'm all in. Like, yes, I'm glad they're not showing much gameplay because I want to experience it. But as far as like tone, feel, like I'm like, this is Indiana Jones. This is better than the last 2 movies we've got from them. Is it going to sell 1 million copies?
I think it will.
We'll see.
I don't know, dude.
Luke's still low on it, but I cannot. This is my most anticipated game for the rest of the year, hands down, without a doubt. I cannot wait to play Indiana Jones. I'm an old, as Luke likes to call us, and I love Indy. So Ashes, are you there with us, or are you concerned? Do you think it's going to sell 1 million copies?
No, I loved the trailer, and you're spot on. The comedy, the writing, the action, the way they move the camera around things, his slow punches, like everything about it screamed Indiana Jones. And the only time I've seen kind of pushback on it was from folks that weren't really into Indiana Jones. They've never really watched the movies, never understood it, never appreciated it. I think for those of us that grew up on Indiana Jones, liked those movies, excluding the last couple like you mentioned, I think it's right up our alley.
Todd also says Indy was a great trailer and something positive. Holy shit!
Oh wow, Todd, are you feeling okay?
The voice work from Troy Breaker is awesome, and XEP. Indeed, do I need? I know, but 1 hour, 1 decision is bringing up a great point, and we keep forgetting this. Machine Games doesn't miss. They make fantastic work in their single player experiences. Oh, he did point out the Youngblood game. Good point. We tend to forget about that, but I actually played that.
I don't think they made Youngblood. It was another team that made Youngblood.
Okay. So, Jose, this is day. It's an easy day.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, the one thing I've been thinking about with Indy, though, that I will say is I'm curious what experience that I want, because I don't know what experience I want. I want Indiana Jones, and I think they're hitting all the notes.
A good story, right?
Yeah, but I think that's right. I think that's where I'm leaning. Because right now I've been playing a ton of Elden Ring, which we'll talk about again later. And I don't want it to be that. I don't want it to be a hard game. I want it to be a fun experience that I'm enjoying. Maybe something that I could potentially like share with my daughters because they like Indiana Jones, even though they're a younger generation. And then that's it. I don't need to play it like forever. It doesn't need to be a live service game. Just like make a dope game that's fun. Let me experience it and then move on to something else. Like that actually gets me really excited because there's just so much to play right now.
Shout out to Todd Astra. He's our #1 intern now. Wolfenstein Youngblood is a 2019 first-person shooter developed by Machine Games and Arcane, or Leon.
It's Leon.
Leon. Published. So it was a collab. So it wasn't just Machine Games a game. Okay, a spin-off of the Wolfenstein series. But they are partnered. Says 1 hour, 1 decision. So it still counts. Bacon closing thoughts, and by the way, we haven't even commented. This game looks visually stunning. Like it was crazy.
Right. It does look incredible. I grew up with Indiana Jones. I absolutely adore this character. What do I want out of this game? I want a great story, like Chapeau's saying. I want to get some funny one-liners, some punching of Nazis in the face. I want to just have a blast. I want it to be Lara Croft and as likable as Lara Croft.
Find some artifacts, save the world, bud.
This is awesome. I'm so happy that they went after this. And I hope it goes to PlayStation because I want to see it get at least a 95.
I agree, Bacon.
It's got to go.
I don't know about that. Sorry. I said that before you said 95.
That'll happen.
There'll be a difference. The Xbox score will be a 71. The PlayStation one will be 95.
I guarantee that's what's going to happen. It's going to be like an 87, 88 Metacritic, great game, right? And then PlayStation 91, 92. Anyway, and then I got to go ahead. Sorry.
Like the audio, like the punch. I heard that in the trailer, the punch. It sounded just like I was watching. So just that thud with the punch. I'm like, that is Indiana Jones. That is the overly done audio. I am so so excited
Pomp
to play
said
this
it
game.
in the chat. He said the choo choo, you Americans and your cartoons. Yeah, it's like
God.
just incredible. Todd Oxford being positive. Todd Oxford is all about
Twice in a
being
row?
a hype trade. Wolfenstein was pretty dead before Machine Games right. He's absolutely
he's
right,
right, dude.
Jose. He is absolutely right.
He's absolutely right.
Deja Vu said Indiana Jones could be. Yeah. Did you say this? Tomb Raider meets Uncharted in first person. Yes. And I'm excited that it's in first person. I know that's going to turn a lot of people off. Deal with it. Play a first person shooter game for once in a while.
But
It's
they
something
get dizzy.
different.
They get sick, remember?
I know, but they can play other FPS games. But for
Just
some
not
reason,
an
if I'm
Xbox.
indie, next game for me is here's what I'm going to do with this one. I'm literally going to boot it up, fly to my house, crash into my house, and then uninstall it. So, of course, I'm talking about
Is dark.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. I have nothing but respect for the series. My brother loved this. Out of all the games he was streaming on xCloud, he got obsessed with doing long distance,
Real-time
13-hour flights, real-time flight. So he would fly at work from like Hawaii to New York or something stupid like that because he just wanted to pass the time. What the incredible tech, incredible simulation that Flight Simulator offers, I have nothing but respect for it. I just don't have the time. If I could, I think it would be awesome if I could learn to be a pilot, but I'm not going to. Ashes Flight Sim 2024. What is this for you?
Yeah, I'm kind of like you. We like to look up our houses or friends' houses or locations that we know. I got some cool hours out of it and then uninstalled it, but I like that they're gamifying it quite a bit, and it looks like a lot of the stuff that they're implementing is going to be those shorter bits of gameplay. So maybe it'll be a little bit easier to get into and try all your hand at a bunch of different ways to fly.
Yeah, like that Red Bull Air Race looked cool too.
Yeah, if they can make the more of the games and like the crop dusting and the fighter jets, I'm assuming like they're gonna dude, they could probably. Oh no, the next Top Gun won't be out in time. But Bacon, did you? I don't even know. You didn't spend much time in the last Flight Sim, did you?
I did. Well, not a lot of time, but of course I flew to my house and then I flew by the pyramids of Giza.
Oh, nice, nice. At least you went somewhere cool, unlike me.
I was like, wow. I flew through New York and crashed into
building
in New York.
Bacon?
It wasn't intentional. But my little brother's
Like,
huge
maybe
into
a
stuff like
flag.
this. My little brother's got a HOTAS and the flight sticks and the
Whoa,
accelerators and pedals. My little brother absolutely loves this kind of stuff. And it is true. The tech and whatever they got with the real-time weather and everything that comes in, I am kind of excited. I would like to fight a forest fire. Oddly enough, I think that would be kind of cool to be a slurry bomber and stuff. So
we need to grab the studio up, right?
why
That's
don't
what
we own
Microsoft
them?
has to do.
I mean,
who is it again?
Asobo?
Asobo, that's right. Snag them up, Mike. What do you
Get
do?
them up.
Asobo, Crystal Dynamics. Come on, you're in. Oh, you're in.
Let's
Jose,
get
closing
Eidos
thoughts?
while we're at it.
I'm the same as you guys. Like I downloaded it like the 200 gigs and I played one flight and uninstalled. Thank God for unlimited internet. It is cool, man. Mad respect. I love it. It's just not my game. Like honestly, I'd honestly rather watch Pony play it because I can do other things that's happening. Truly,
It's a great
dude.
Have you seen some of those YouTube videos, Jose, where they like do like crazy landings and they
Yeah.
just simulate flights? Like it's entertaining as long as you have a good editor. The next game, and Jose, just so our audio listeners know, I'm taking.
It's not canceled, Dan.
I'm bending the knee.
Yes.
I owe somebody clip this to all of those at the Initiative and Crystal Dynamics. I am so sorry. I had no faith in you. One of my predictions was that Perfect Dark should be canceled. And
Bold strategy, Cotton.
Let's see if it plays out.
I was so wrong. I am sorry to all of those at Crystal Dynamics and the Initiative.
What an idiot.
We got our first look at gameplay from Perfect Dark. And I got to say, you guys, this is one of my most anticipated highlights of the show for me. I was blown away at the mirrors meets Deus Ex mechanics, and I was wrong. I've never been so happy to be wrong about anything in my life. Ashes, what was the reaction like to Perfect Dark at the conference?
Oh, it was great, man. It was hype. And to your point, yeah, they brought in Crystal Dynamics and they basically merged it with Deus Ex. Yeah, it's a beautiful combination and it looks gorgeous. I wasn't expecting it to look the way it does, but they still captured some of the stuff that we fell in love with Perfect Dark, the crazy weapons and tools and stuff like that. Yeah, the theater was super hype when that played.
See, I haven't played any of the Perfect Darks, so I don't even know what to
Oh my
expect. So this will this will be my first. Maybe I'll go back because I know I can play them. Shout out to X13 Ghost. Perfect Dark was my golden eye.
Oh,
And man, when I say the excitement that shot through me when I heard Agent Dark, just an incredible reveal. Chipotle Bear, what were your thoughts on Perfect Dark and your history with the series?
Well, I don't have any history with the series. I also have never played the original. Not
What?
nothing against it. I just played other games at the time. And so I'm excited for it. But and a lot of people that know that like Dan that were down and it's dead. Like I was kind of on the fence because I just didn't have that same nostalgia. But the game looked fun. Like I'm interested to see what I also never played Mirror's Edge. Like it just didn't appeal to me to be pure parkour and like not like fighting them. So I like that mechanic engaged. What's always hard for me when I see stuff, and I'm not knocking it by any means, but like when I see gameplay, because that was clearly gameplay that we were watching for a good chunk of this reveal, was they didn't have any of the HUDs. And the reason I don't like those, that helps ground me. Like I understand the experience. Like I know Ains is like, get everything off my screen so I can just like experience it. I'm not that guy. I like information. Data is my friend. So I kind of am curious to see what the HUDs will be like in the game. But other than that, I think it looked awesome, and it was an awesome, nice surprise. And I think that if I could say anything else, that's really the theme of the show, is there were so many surprises, which are great. Because in the day and age of leaks and Bacon and his friends in the Twitter streets just finding everything and digging all the information out, I genuinely felt like there were more than one significant surprises of this show, which is awesome. Like, I hope that's something that does continue into the future.
Bacon, closing thoughts on Perfect Dark and Joanna Dark.
I can say this right now with 100% certainty. The initiative has never missed.
Moving on to the
Technically
next to the next game, and this was my game of the show. I was blown away. I didn't think Compulsion Games had this in them, guys. South of Midnight is absolutely along with Perfect Dark, but South of Midnight is day one, and this game was like a merge of a combination of everything I could have wanted. A third-person action adventure game with a good combat system, interesting art style and world and characters, a little bit of Assassin's Creed. Let's climb up to the top and let's clear out this area. Again, Compulsion Games, if this is as good as it looked or as it showed, I am so hyped for South of Midnight. Ashes, what was the reaction as well as to this game in the theater?
Yeah, I'm right there with you. We got a glimpse of what maybe the art style would be when they showed it to us that first showing, but we didn't know what the actual game was. And then this time they showed us gameplay. Yeah, and the theater was hype. I love that they kind of still work in that 24 frame stuff, like the Into the Spider-Verse. I think it looks great. The gameplay still looks smooth, so I don't think that'll bother people. The transition between the two. It looks phenomenal, and it seems like they captured that kind of deep South Cajun Louisiana style and tone and everything just so well. I'm so intrigued, and we don't have a lot of games set in that, which surprised me. It got me thinking about that.
Maybe like the last thing I could think of was the Mafia 3, right? That was in the South in the bayou. Chipotle Bear, I'm pretty sure this blew you away as well too.
Honestly, dude, if we didn't have E-Day, this would have been my game of the show. And it was early on too. Like this was still in that window I was talking about where it was just game after game, and like it was clear gameplay. Like we finally got a full version of kind of what the story is. We saw some really cool characters. We saw very unique characters, which I thought were really cool. And I'm gonna straight up say it, like I think the representation piece is dope, dude. Like we don't have enough minorities in games that play primary roles, and so I was all in on this the second I saw that piece of it. But truly, it looks like a fun game, and honestly, considering if it goes well, which I think it will, it could be like a new like pillar franchise for Xbox. Like it could be like this is a new character we see in recurring roles, which I'm very, very excited about, man. So I cannot wait to play this, man. It looks so good.
Shout out to the chat. They're pretty high on it as well. And Todd Oxer said South of Midnight looks like Spider-Verse, and 1 hour 1 decision like that. Oh, you can enable and disable that effect.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Hot take, Chris. I'm going to disable it. I don't like it in Spider-Verse. I'm not gonna. I remember seeing Spider-Verse. I think I saw the first one in 3D in theaters, and I was like, "This is too much going on." So I know some people love it. Some people don't. That's cool to know. I like no disrespect. I'll try it with it on initially, but I might be just somebody who's kind of sensitive to that weird, strange, whatever that is effect. Bacon, what did you think of South of Midnight?
I don't know what this world is, but by golly, do I want to be in it. You're right. This trailer had everything. I think this is going to be such a fun experience. It's hard to imagine the day when Xbox is dropping more single player focused narrative story driven games than the other side. I'm still shocked at this conference and the number of single player games that we have coming out that look like they're going to be absolute bangers. I mean,
do single player games matter, Bacon?
Absolutely matter.
Sure, they matter. This is going to keep people paying for their Game Pass subscriptions, So I'm crazy excited. The 24 frames thing I think might annoy me, but again, I'll try it and see because I buy a PC so I can get 240 frames. So let's.
40 Bacon. I'm barely a 120 and think that's insane. You're up here doubling my numbers. That's insane.
Yeah, I'm usually bouncing.
Yeah, and Ashes has like a 4092.
Yes,
yeah,
yes. Let's do it. Let's.
He streams most of his games.
This catfish, is it a cat? It's a huge catfish, and I'm excited.
Hey, true story, guys. I was catfished on Tinder.
Oh my!
Times.
Oh my God!
Not
someone boot this guy.
Oh my God! Another banger.
Anyway, we'll save that for another time. South of Midnight, can't wait. No date. Next one.
Another banger.
Another banger. I agree. I am such a huge State of Decay fan. I loved one. I love to. Dude, I've got more hours in State of Decay 2 than I do in Starfield, but it's like 160 to like 155. But still, I play a lot of State of Decay. I cannot wait for State of Decay 3. This is a day one for me. But again, did we see much here, Ashes?
Yes.
What was the feeling going on for this one?
Yeah, I liked what we saw. I think we could have used a little more gameplay, but they did have segments where
I agree.
It flowed between cinematic to gameplay. And the devs had even said ahead of time, you will not be able to tell the difference between cinematic and gameplay. And I think they kind of showed that off in that footage because you saw it switch to the over the shoulder and then they started shooting and then swap back. I loved State of Decay 2, as janky as it was at times.
Yeah, me too. It was just fun.
I played Ghost and Chat. We played co-op a lot through that and had a great time. So I'm sure we'll be day one.
Did you have anybody perma-die on you?
Oh, yeah. A couple
I remember I was playing the first one, Ashes, and I was like climbing up. I got to the top of one of the high points. It was like one of my favorite characters at the beginning, like first time I ever played it. And I went to go down the ladder, and he like didn't do the mechanic to slide down correctly, just fell to his death. I was devastated. I literally restarted. I just completely restarted. I just was crying because I lost this incredible character to some stupid janky mistake of him not going down this stupid ladder correctly. Shout out to State of Decay. Shout out to Boss K23. He said that this is the greatest showcase, greatest Xbox showcase ever. Absolutely.
Or greatest showcase ever of all of them.
It's up there.
It's up there.
Todd also said that, back to South of Midnight, that the stilted frame rate isn't in combat. Okay, well, that makes sense. Nissa was talking about Winter Burrow. Oh, is the mouse?
That's the mouse one.
We'll get to that one. 1 hour 1 decision said, happy for people that enjoy State of Decay. Wasn't really. I'm shocked. I don't. To me, State of Decay Bacon seems like a game that anyone could jump in and find something to enjoy. Like, I can see though, like Ashley said though, it is janky, and I think that's maybe the reason why, even though we saw gameplay, I wasn't convinced because I'm like, they can't.
You can't.
Undead Labs. I'm like, Undead Labs can't make this. Like, come on, guys. They make janky games. So Bacon, what are your thoughts on State of Decay 3? No date.
When I originally played State of Decay 2 on release day, it was real bad shape. I remember clipping and dropping, and left a real sour taste in my mouth. And then I got back into it last year, maybe 2 years ago, and I played a lot of it, all solo. Couldn't get anybody in there with me. But you're right. You're driving around in a car, smashing zombies, opening doors and smashing zombies. And this is a game I think they should release on all platforms, just so we can have big, active,
I don't
lovely lobbies.
on that, actually.
Put it on the PlayStation 5 so I can play with Joe, just so we can get a 4 or 5 or 6 man team
and build a PC, but
and just have a blast. So I'm excited, and what I saw of it looked incredible. I mean, that first reveal we saw of it, of course, was all CG and beautiful, and the deer with zombie and stuff like that. But from what I saw enough of it in this to know that it's probably going to be in better shape than the last one was. So I'm excited.
Oh, hopefully. X13 Ghosted, I think said Decay 3 looked great, but maybe it was a bit too cinematic to really showcase the gameplay. Not a negative, I suppose, but still. And Todd said State of Decay wasn't for him either, but he doesn't like building bases. Todd, that's where I think the game is great. Like, yes, there are some building mechanics, but that's like the easiest thing. You just press a button and it does it by itself. It's very simple, Todd. I think you should give State of Decay 3 a shot. I really do think. I feel like the base building. I hate base building too. I really hate it in Fallout, which I think it's way worse, or Starfield. You don't have to do it. You kind of have to do it in State of Decay, but I don't know. I feel like how State of Decay does it. It wasn't A3.
I'm pumped, man. I don't have a lot to add. The one thing I did love about it is because like I was talking to Nissa before the show, she's still playing Pal World, and I think that's honestly one of the things that got Pal World really good is that it forces you to move things forward because of that time cycle, and I like that element of State of Decay because during the day you still can run into zombies, but it feels a lot less threatening, and you're doing the
great point.
You're scavenging and you're building and stuff, and then at night it feels a lot more like high tension, like Resident Evil kind of game. So I think it's great, man. I'm really excited for State of Decay 3, especially if it looks as beautiful as that gameplay in that trailer. Insane. I think that looks
if they can do that.
Yeah, you're right. The night really does change and makes it significantly scary. It's significantly better playing that game at night. So,
and I got to give Undead Labs credit. They've done a great job updating State of Decay 2 to this day. Right. They're still getting crazy major updates, but also they do a good job with difficulty sliders and adjusting the game to how you want it to be. So I got to give them more credit. 1 hour one decision. Any game that has building or base management, I'm out. Chris, I'm telling you, it's
check it out.
Simple, dude. It's really simple in this game. That's like the least.
It is simple, but it's a fair statement. I mean,
Todd said, "I can't quit you, Chris." Remake Dead Rising. I can't quit you, Todd. Okay, we got a bromance in the chat. Sorry, Luke. No, so I can play State of Decay 3 with Joe. Sorry, no mention of Luke. Whoops. I didn't know Luke was a big State of Decay guy.
Yeah, sorry, Luke.
Todd is zombie.
It's a different kind of zombies, though, Todd. This
game is State of Decay is great. Moving on.
It is a great game.
It's a great game. Other world premieres from our
exclusive world premiere.
Assassin's Creed, you guys, looks great. Not a day one for me. Ashes, any feelings on Assassin's Creed Shadows?
Day one. Yeah.
Day one. Wow.
Day one.
Yep. How do you guys have time for this?
Theme. There's going to be a theme you'll probably notice with my responses to these games.
Okay.
It looked really good. I was actually pleasantly surprised how good it looked.
The stealth did look good. I'll give you that.
Yeah, the stealth looked good. It reminded me of Tenchu when they were showing all the stealth in the beginning, and man, I love Tenchu. And then the atmosphere and everything was done so well in that. It looks gorgeous.
Which character are you going to go with? Yosuke or Naoi? Is it
Naoi?
Naoi? Who are you going to go with?
The assassin. So whoever the assassin is. Which name is
Naoi? The Shinobi. That's Naoi.
Yeah.
Bacon. Really, this is day one for you? Oh yeah, of course. All right. Here's what Bacon's going to say. I'm going to get this on Ubisoft Plus. I'm going to play the 2 games for a month. And
I'm going to pay for 2 months, and I'm going to play all the games.
Am I right, Bacon?
You're right.
Plan.
They offer it to me and tell me I can cancel at any time. This is what they want me to do. It's just like Game Pass. They want me to play my games in Game Pass. So I've honestly not been excited for an Assassin's Creed for quite a while. This looks so freaking good. I love this setting. There's just the place where it's paused and the shadows and the sun behind them, and I'm going to be the samurai, and I'm going to brute force my way through every encounter. I am not sneaking. I hate stealth. I'm just ready to just walk into every camp and pull my katana out and go to town. I'm excited.
Jose, I already know your day one. You're all about
here's
this.
I am if I'm not playing something else. I will absolutely buy it. It's a guaranteed buy
you're
for
gonna
sure.
buy. Yeah, me too. But I'll wait for
even
sale.
if I'm busy or not. That's the
I'm
problem.
waiting for sale on this one.
Yeah.
By the way, next game up was Atomfall, and I got to call out Kyle and Joe. Kyle over on the trophy room was saying the only problem with the showcase is that they showed too many games that were similar, and he said this looked just like Stalker. And I was like, "Are you what? Are you serious?" He's like, "There were a few games that were too similar and it hurt the pacing." You're whack, Mr. Stevenson. I don't know what you were talking about comparing this to Stalker. I did not see the resemblance at all. Ashes, what was the reaction to Atomfall? Yeah, it looked kind of cool, but I don't know if it really showed enough. Just got some robots, a little bit of FPS, a little bit of cult stuff. It looked like. Talk to me.
Yeah, I think everyone was kind of that way, a little puzzled about what is this game. Through the trailer, you're kind of trying to figure out what is this exactly. And that was probably the weakest one out of all the games.
Really?
For me. Yeah.
Okay.
I like Rebellion. Their sniper series is great.
This is the Sniper Elite people?
Yeah, I loved Strange Brigade.
I never played that. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm sure I'll still play it, but it was probably the weakest one for me.
Game Pass 2025 for this one. Jose, did you have any interest in Atomfall? AKA Todd Ox just said Atomfall is the Outer Worlds Fallout.
That's fair. I mean, it's kind of a wait and see. Like again, it sounds like 2025 might be a stacked year if they hit all these dates. So like, it kind of just depends on where it falls. But it's not an automatic no or anything. I just need to know more.
And Bacon X13 Ghost, I forgot to mention this. Supposedly, back to Assassin's Creed really quick. He says it's a day one. Can't wait to see Japan. And then who said it was? Oh, Todd said 30 hours Golden Path in Assassin's Creed. I'll believe it when I see it, Todd. So I'm not going to hold my breath.
Completed an Assassin's Creed.
Bacon, Atomfall. What did you think? Was this one of the weak ones for you?
Yeah,
I actually have a few that were weaker than this.
It's one of the
I'm more
weak
interested
ones.
in this for sure.
I totally agree with it's Fallout meets freaking Outer Worlds. That's what I'm seeing almost visually with my aesthetics. And of course, I liked enough of the Sniper Elite game. So the studio has pedigree and has, I just don't know how the story is going to go on this and what it's about. But it is Game Pass, and they told me on Twitter a couple weeks ago that Game Pass was dead. But all these games are in Game Pass, so I don't know. Looks pretty cool.
The next one, this took the internet by. This next one took the internet. Am I good? Internet by storm. Okay. Claire Obscure. This is a terrible name. Can we all agree?
It is.
Terrible name. Just call it Expedition 33. What are you guys doing? Okay. This to me, I think it looks beautiful. I think I'm interested, but I'm not going to lie, Jose. After playing 40 hours in Final Fantasy VII Remake, I got a bad taste in my mouth about the old turn-based combat, even though I actually loved Final Fantasy VII Remake's combat. It's just reminding me of Final Fantasy Original 7 turn-based. Jose, what was your reaction to the worst name ever, Clear Obscure? Just call it Expedition 33.
I think it looked beautiful, and I always have liked turn-based games. Like because one of it's nostalgic, to be fair. But I will be honest, I kind of agree with you, Dan, here, which I'm a little shocked to say that out loud, is that I playing Remake recently, like it was a cool experience and I did enjoy it. But by the end, I was like, man, I'm just so used to like playing my game that it got a little bit cumbersome. And so I'm not saying no. I think I just need to see more. What I think is interesting is that a lot of people were very high. Like even Chris in the chat is saying like very high on Expedition 33. And a lot of like PlayStation guys actually were really high on it as well. Like Joe and Kyle specifically were talking about this game as like one of their favorites as well. So I'm just happy it's here. Again, I think what I liked is it was more variety. Like we really are seeing a huge amount of variety in the games and styles. And
good point.
Good point. Kind of stuff. It's maybe not a day one. Unless something new changes my mind, but probably something I'll play at some point. I think it's worth a shot for sure.
Dan's muted.
Yeah, or he's
Sorry,
Yeah.
Ashes. You said that it was blasphemy that I said that this game's turn-based was bad. I don't know if you were talking about Final Fantasy in general or just the turn-based. I'm guessing you're high on
yourself.
Just your hatred for turn-based. This was actually my favorite surprise of the show. I'm with
Oh,
those other
yeah,
guys.
a lot of people.
I actually really enjoyed this. I instantly thought of Lost Odyssey. It had a very similar combat system where it was turn-based, but then you still had active counters and things like that. And I loved Lost Odyssey. Played through it a couple times. So I'm very high on this game. I'm super excited to play it.
Bacon, I know you hate JRPGs, so this is coming to Game Pass though, day one.
Yes.
So you're in, is what you're saying.
Well, I'm going to say this with 100% certainty. It was probably the best looking game I've seen in a while. The facial animations I thought I'm watching it right now and it looks incredible. The scenery and the setting and stuff like that. So it looks great. And, I don't particularly care for turn-based combat in games, but it is Game Pass and I try every game that comes to Game Pass. So, Phil either likes me or he hates me. I don't know which one it is, but
he loves you, Bacon.
I will play it because I'm paying for it. So
is this on only? This is not only on Xbox, right? Is it a timed exclusive? Because this
Xbox
is
Series X or play day one in Game
on
Pass.
all platforms. I think it is coming to others. Nissa. Todd said South Park is the only turn-based RPG I liked. I can't agree with you more.
I love South Park. Great game.
They did a great job with their turn-based and it also helped that it was hilarious too. But I also agree that Sea of Stars did it similar, right, Todd? And so I would agree. Like you got to add some sort of mechanic where you strike at the same time, like the Gunblade in Final Fantasy VIII, or in Sea of Stars, you had that thing that reflected back and forth, like some sort of interaction. Make it a little bit better for me. And also, I liked in Sea of Stars, I believe, like everyone, you can turn it on to where everyone just had their health back up. Like that also helps. So I don't know. We'll see. It looked cool, but I gotta. I guess I'll just have to try it for myself there. Shadow Grim does confirm that multiplayer for Expedition 33, Sony made a point of putting in an ad after everyone went nuts over it. Yep, good point. Boss Key said Final Fantasy X is one of the best turn-based games. I don't remember 10's combat, Jose. I'm not gonna lie. Did they add anything to it, or was it just the problem with Final?
Was that water game, right? Had the water game mechanic in it.
Oh yeah, you were in water a lot. The Blitzball was in the water. Who said this? Bosky. The problem with the old Final Fantasies, dude, is like the more I think about it, Bacon, you would hate it. The combat took like forever, Jose. Some of those battles, like just doing the summons,
they were 30-minute battles,
and like you couldn't. I mean, yes, when we were kids, Ash is like, this is incredible. Look at me summoning
Bahamut
for the
like in 15 minutes. Dude, it was so good.
It took forever to do these summons and these limit breaks. Like, I don't know. By the way, going back to Final Fantasy VII Remake, they did that. They did such a good. I got to give them credit with the combat, because even with the summons in that, Ash is like, they did a great job. They came in, they were just fighting beside you, and then when they had to do their final attack, it was all fairly quick, and the limit breaks. I have to give Final Fantasy VII Remake. I think that they nailed it with their combat. That's about it. This is great. Todd's bringing some great points for once, you guys. Todd also said the lack of grinding is what really helped South Park. That's another thing. You're right. The Final Fantasies, again, Ash is like, I love that too. No, grinding is never excessive grinding. Sorry, Ashes is not. It's never fun. I know
it's never like okay.
That. No, that's not okay.
Give me more grinding.
Oh, God. Ghost said, not a fan of turn-based, but if there's something added, correct, that makes the combat feel more involved, I can manage. I completely agree with you on that. Oh my gosh, Shadow Grim said Knights of the Round summon for 10 minutes.
Yeah, he's right, dude. It took so long for that one. It was a great scene, though.
Oh my gosh, you're bringing back heinous memories. But if you do play the new HD remasters of those games, you can speed things up way more. You can come in with a full limit break. You can come in with like, you don't lose any health, and you can like make it like double the speed. So if you want to experience those insane summons, go play the remakes or the remasters. Next game. Oh, questionable. This one was questionable. I'm not going to lie to you guys.
Yeah.
I don't remember this trailer at all. something much better must have just came before from Xbox. I completely tuned out for Dragon Age, the Veilguard, and my history is I played Dragon Age Origins on Get this, guys! I played Dragon Age Origins on PS3.
Oh boy!
And beat it on that. Never played 2. And then was there 3? There was 3, wasn't there, Ashes? Yep. Never played 3 and never played Inquisition. So I've always thought about playing Inquisition, especially since it's on Game Pass. I've had plenty of options to do it, but I just never committed. So Ashes, what was going on with this one? Because I'm very curious on Dragon Age, the Veilguard.
Yeah, after seeing the deep dive they did, yesterday, I'm actually more excited than I was after seeing the trailer. I actually think the trailer was really weak, the way they did it. It just didn't set the tone right.
I agree.
It came across as a live service style game, and that's not what people are looking for. So yeah, after the deep dive, I'm definitely more excited for it. But the trailer wasn't great.
A lot of people are saying the same thing, that it made odd choices, Ghost said, for the trailer, but the gameplay reveal looks great, and that's the same thing that Shadow Grim also said, is that 100% my most anticipated game of the year for Shadow Grim. Must be a big Dragon Age fan. Jose, no history with this, correct?
I know Dragon Age. I just never played the games before, and so I'm excited because I think I'd love the world. I know Ash is really sad. I'm sorry, Ashes. I've thought about going back and playing them.
Jose, I can describe it to you. Think of The Witcher, but with Mass Effect and much worse combat and much more clunkiness.
I mean, I like Witcher and Mass Effect. I'm sure I would like Dragon Age Origins. But I just, it's one of those where, like, unless I have my own history with the game, it's really hard to go back to nostalgic games, because like when you're going back to old hardware and old graphics, it just doesn't always hit necessarily. So, and they're big games, like they're not like short runs. But I'm very excited for this, man. I'm excited to see that it's still alive, because I know when it was still Dreadwolf, even a couple months ago, we were like, Dreadwolf is dead. We're never seeing that game again. So it's again one of those surprises to some degree that we are excited to see. And a lot of people love it. So I'm happy people are getting what they love.
Bacon, quick thoughts on this.
Well, I really want this game to succeed, because I want BioWare to be here, and I want BioWare to live, because maybe someday I'll get Mass Effect again. I'm just curious as the art style, why they chose this Fortnite looking.
Because that's in. That's in.
Is it? I haven't seen the deep dive yet, so I don't want to be too hard on it. I just didn't care for the art style or the animations or the graphics, anything like that. I was excited once I saw the name change the day before to the Veilguard. I'm like, that sounds pretty dope. And so I got my hopes up for it, and then I was just kind of let down with this. The art style. So
we'll see what it comes.
But they also have to set themselves apart, Bacon. I mean, like if you come out trying to look like what's the big one that Ains likes? I can't think of the
Witcher.
Right now. No. The one that they just released a sequel to. That God, where it was like the sarcastic
Dragon's
brothers.
Dogma.
No.
Brothers Tale of Two Sons.
Okay,
you think about that. We're moving on to the next one, guys.
Yeah.
This is a day one for me. I think it's probably day one for all of us.
Yeah. Kingdom Come. That's what it was. Kingdom Come.
Oh, okay. Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn. This is coming out. Perfect timing. Right after, hopefully, I'll be done with Erdtree.
We're
July
never
18th.
done with Erdtree.
This looks incredible. I'm all aboard this Souls-like from Ashen developer. Never played Ashen, heard good things. Anybody have anything to add to this? This is day one for me.
Day one Game Pass.
That's cool, man. I'm in.
Game Pass is day one. Yeah.
All right, Ashes, do you like Souls games?
I'm not into the super hard Souls games.
I can't wait.
But yeah, I'll try it.
I can't wait for Flintlock, you guys. This is up. I was so happy to see that it's next month. What the was that? Holy something bomb going off in Chipotle's basement. I was hoping
just fall down the stairs or what?
Next game up. Okay, this is where we can speed up a little bit. Fragpunk.
I mean, if we're gonna make fun of Concord, we have to make fun of this as well.
Or do we have to watch this kill Concord?
But
come on.
Fair,
shooter 5-on-5. Okay, what do you got, Ashes? I got nothing.
I was going to say it is setting itself apart a little.
I agree.
Though,
I agree.
By adding those cards to where you can change.
The big head mode. That was cool.
Yeah,
that was just nostalgic, dude, from like freaking GoldenEye big head mode and stuff like that.
Moving on. Fragpunk, not a big hit for us over here. Okay, another one that's probably going to be quick. I'm the only one I think who played Life is Strange. I didn't put 2 and 2 together until later on into it. I kind of skipped through this trailer thinking it was someone else. This is Max from the first Life is Strange. If you haven't, I already told these guys already, go play Life is Strange. The first Life is Strange is a fantastic game. Now that I know that Max Caulfield is back for this one, I will try this out probably. I don't know. But Life is Strange 2, Ashes, I see you shaking your head. You're probably the only one interested. Go ahead on this one.
Yeah, I played through the first one in the entirety and absolutely loved it. So the fact this character is back, I'm all in. I'm excited.
I don't want to say anything else. Bacon, Jose, you need to play Life is Strange 1.
How long is it?
Dude, it's like an episodic. Short. Yeah, it's like 8 hours, 8 to 10 hours, something like that. It's dude, you won't after the first something happened at the end of the first episode, Ashes, if I remember correctly, first or second. It's pretty like you're gonna be like, I have to see this through. Yep. It starts, I will say, you're gonna be like, these teenage kids. You're gonna be like, at first, but once some events happen, you're gonna be hooked in. I can't even. Shout out to 1 hour, 1 decision. Gotta go. Everyone have a great night. Thanks for stopping by. X13 Ghost said, "The Ash Souls likes Ash."
What about me?
Ash likes Souls games when he can co-op with someone and use them as a meat shield.
That's fine.
Meat
shield. Use those Spirit Ashes. Use the Mimic tier. That's great. Another one, low light. This is the pass for me. Mecha Break. Pass. No interest at all. Anybody want to talk about this? Or no. Nope. All right, not for us. Hey, but it's a unique game. Not for us. Moving on. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. My least favorite Metal Gear. I wish they were remaking Metal Gear Solid 1. I think this is cool. I'll probably end up picking this up eventually. I think it's awesome that Xbox had them at the show. Any interest on this for you guys?
Too much
Ashes? Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna grab it. Yeah, I actually enjoy the stealth. I'm with you. I liked the first one better. Mm-hmm. But this one looks like they're capturing it really well. It looks like a great 1-to-1 remake with just updated.
Yeah,
it looks really good.
Jose, you've played this one, right?
I have not played this one.
Oh, okay.
I told you I played 2 and 4.
Oh yeah, you played like random ones. Yeah, you gotta. How could you play? Jose, how could you play 2 and 4 but not play 1?
I'm sorry that I have other pieces of my life that I have to worry about. All right.
How could you play 4? Like,
because 4 was like a cornerstone game for the PlayStation 3. Do you remember? It was, and the loading scenes took. Oh my god, it took so long to freaking load. I'll never forget that.
I mean, that's where Hideo really went crazy too.
He did. But no, I probably will play this, dude. I like Metal Gear. I like the stealth elements of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I do think that like going back again to the old versions of Metal Gear, they're so janky now by modern standards. But when they really remake it, they're cool stories. It's a cool game. So I would definitely check it out, man.
And this next one was one of Bacon's games of the show. Mixtape, nothing but the hits, because Bacon is a boomer and he loves the 80s. Bacon, take it away on this one.
And like how I hated Dragon Age's art style, I really appreciate this art style. I love good soundtracks and games, and if this pops like a thing is gonna pop, it's also in Game Pass, and it'll be definitely a try for me. It seems more like a novel or a paint by numbers game, but we'll see.
I'm excited. Did you play the Artful Escape?
No, but I heard good things about that. I forgot to mention that.
Yeah, same people. And I'm assuming like gameplay wise, it's probably pretty similar. Light on the gameplay, more narrative, music kind of focus. But yeah, I'm with you. I'm all in. It looks great.
The next new game, I'm not gonna lie, you guys. I think this is on our fantasy critic, right? Stalker 2. This this the one we possibly drop? I mean, I'm gonna play it.
What are we dropping it for?
I'm just I want this to be good. But besides the gunplay, can anyone tell me something that was really good about this trailer? Ashes, what was the feeling like about Stalker 2?
I don't know. I'm kind of with you. I mean, it looks fine. It looks okay, I guess. Nothing really that kind of stuck out from the trailer. I thought some of the voiced lines were kind of silly, but maybe that's just part of Stalker. I never played the first Stalker, so this is one of those games I actually haven't played before.
I don't think we have either.
So I don't know what to expect.
Bacon.
I mean, the setting is really cool. I'm watching the trailer right now, and I'm a big fan of settings in games. So, gunplay looks tight. We've been waiting for this game for a really long time. Seems like that Game Pass announcement was like 5 years ago at this point. Yeah. So, I also have never played Stalker 1, but it looks super good, and we have to play it. So,
yeah.
Shout
out to Nissa. She says she's going to buy it just to support the devs. That is a great point. There, Nissa, great move. And shout out to Todd, who said Stalker 2 didn't really stand out. I agree, Todd, especially exactly when he thinks, and I'm right there with you, Todd. I think of Metro as well. I can't help it.
Oh, yeah. It's Metro all day.
There's a lot of resemblance, but Jose, closing thoughts on Stalker 2.
I definitely will play this pretty early when it comes to it. I think it looks great. I'm definitely
gonna play it. Yeah.
What I'm hoping for is that they didn't show a lot in the trailer on purpose. Because that's also my frustration with sometimes games like this is they show so much in a trailer in a relatively tight experience of a game that like it kind of blows what happens. And Stalker is definitely not just a pure like you're shooting guns in Chernobyl. There's definitely like fantasy elements and scary elements and stuff. And that's my wheelhouse. I love that kind of stuff. So I'm really excited for it, man. Of course, I'm with Nissa. I want to support the devs because they've been through an insane amount while they're making this game. But also, I think it'll be fun, man. I think it'll, is it going to be game of the year for me? Probably not. I could be wrong, but probably not. But I definitely, we've been waiting for it for so long, like Bacon said, that it's, I don't know why it would, after all that waiting to get to the end and be like, never mind. I think that's insane. So
shout out to Nissa's most anticipated game up next. Winter Burrow was announced. This is day one on Game Pass. Build your dream burrow and explore a charming snow-coated open world with Winter Burrow, a cozy woodland survival game. Sorry, Nissa. Survival games, cozy games.
Dan's not a cozy guy.
I'm out. I don't think any of you guys are going to play this either. So anybody else?
Happy for Nissa.
I am happy for Nissa. I am
100% playing it as soon as it comes out.
What? Whoa!
I'm a fan of crafting games. I'm a fan of grinding. I'm a fan of
God. Yeah, there we go.
Art styles that are different.
I like the art style.
I just love games. I love games, and I love when they combine stuff like that.
Ashes. I was just hoping just for a little sword action, a little swipe or something, a little shield, a little parry. I would have been in, but
Dan doesn't like hugs or cocoa.
Shut up, Todd. Somebody put Todd on a 5-minute timeout. Nissa,
where's our mod? Nissa, get him.
The next game was Wuchang. I don't know how to pronounce it. Wuchang. What's the rest of it? Fallen Feathers. I'm not gonna lie. When we saw this, I was like, "Is this the sequel to Sekiro?"
Long.
Yeah.
This looked very similar.
Game Pass.
Game Pass day one. To me, it's like I think it looked again. The combat looked cool, but I'm like, am I getting tired of these Chinese, Japanese settings with the Souls-like combat going along with this? And what's the monkey one?
Black Myth Wuchang.
Black Myth, like Wuchang and Sekiro. Like I don't know. This is maybe for me. Anybody have anything to say on this one?
It most likely will be a day one for me. It's giving me a lot of Naraka Blade Point feels. It looks cool. I think the setting is also cool, like most cool games. So I'm just concerned that the story is going to be a little meh. But
yeah, but I mean, the story won't matter if the gameplay is good, like Elden Ring. Like, come on, yeah.
I'm sure I'll try it. I think to your point, the game industry likes to chase trends.
It looks, dude.
We saw it with battle royales. We're seeing it now with Souls-like. There's just so many of the samey coming out. But I'm sure I'll still try it.
All right, Todd's got our intern Todd Oxter has it. He says this is a Souls-like action RPG set in the land of the Shu during the dark and tumultuous late Ming Dynasty, plagued with warring factions and mysterious illness and spawn. Sounds like Sekiro. Like that's literally what happens in Sekiro. Is like they're infected and blood rot. Moving on to the next. Jose, do you have anything for this or no? This is a no for you, right?
No, but here the only thing I would just say is you have one thing for context, because I do agree that it seems like there's a lot of the same style of game happening. Remember that games take years, man. So like it could have been that Sekiro came out and this company said, we want to do this with this shoe era of Japan because no one else has done that. Let's do it. And they do it. And it could be done very, very well. Like, I don't want to knock the devs and make them think lesser. Like, I think it's a beautiful game. Shout out to my wife getting a beer from the fridge in the back. Good to see you, babe.
Why does she hide? Why do our wives always hide from the
She's
camera?
just afraid. It's okay. They love you. The camera loves you.
They hate it.
But what I was saying was just, you know, I feel a little bad because, like, same thing with Black Myth Wukong with Wolong last year. Like, again, they probably have been in develop for a long time. It's not something where they can just pivot and be like, there's too many of them, we got to stop. I mean, we're talking about hundreds of thousands of hours and dollars that go into these things before. So I hope it goes well. I don't know if I'll pick it up. I kind of might, if I learn that maybe there's an easy mode, and I am that guy when it comes to these games, because it's just, I don't have that brain that works with all the parries and stuff all the time. Wolong I had to quit, man. I don't quit a lot of games, but I had to quit Wolong for that reason.
X13 Ghost said Wuchang felt more like a Neo sequel. Here, Neo is just like Wolong. F that. Yeah. And Todd has a great point. Unique art style could have helped, but they all blended.
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair. That's all I have to say.
Next one, and I gotta say, as cool as this CGI was, I didn't think this Diablo trailer was that great. Like, it was very cool, disturbing. What? You saw us react like, ugh, like it was gross. It was cool, but it's kind of a snoozer, Ashes. Like, it didn't really tell us.
Were we watching the same trailer?
How is it a snoozer, Dan?
You guys know this is where the show slowed down a little. This trailer went a little too long. As beautiful, I give them credit. They make great cutscenes. Diablo is known for the cutscenes. I was like, all right, let's wrap this up. You better show me some gameplay.
I don't think I could disagree more. I think they purposely put this trailer I think they purposely put this trailer here to wake people back up from the middle of the shows, because the middle of the shows usually a little slower.
It's the show sandwich. That's what we're talking about.
All right, you guys talk about this. I'm going to go get a snack right now because I'm falling asleep. Go ahead.
Ashes, tell us what it was like there, man. Tell us how everyone was feeling.
Oh, everyone went crazy, man. The trailer was phenomenal, and Blizzard does such good cinematics, man. They really do. I wish they would just make a movie on their own for once. They do such a good job, and it was disturbing. It was legitimately disturbing. The voice acting was phenomenal. For people that have actually played through the whole Diablo 4 story, this continues right from the end of that. So if you didn't finish it, you might not have liked the trailer as much. But this got me hyped.
We all
got
beat
the whole theater hyped.
Because this was that girl that helps you in the game. Like, I recognize
doesn't she
her.
like just disappear at some point or something, right?
She's there near the
end. Well, no, because her mom was the one like guiding her, and then she comes like at you.
I'm
like,
not gonna lie,
I remember this dude.
I don't remember Diablo for its story. I'm not gonna the whole thing.
Ashes, we all played Diablo 4. We all loved it, but none of us got past like the first season. That's the problem. And so that's the piece we have to remember is that there are lots and lots of people that have, and they I'm sure they're thrilled for this, man. And the cutscene I thought was awesome.
Whoa, X13 and Palm, stop it, Dan. Bro, Diablo trailer was fire, awesome. The perfect.
Yeah, Dan.
Yeah, thank you, Coach.
Gameplay, Todd agrees with me. Gameplay would have been nice. Show me something.
We know the gameplay of Diablo 4. Do we need
a new character, a new class? Come on, you guys. By the way,
on.
Went and grabbed a snack. This stream is sponsored by Trolley Sour Bright Crawlers.
It's not sponsored.
Well,
I wish it was.
Really well, if we say it enough. But to be fair, I'm interested in dropping into Diablo. But here's the thing: if this was on Game Pass, I'd be there. Paid expansion.
I mean, you get a discount through Game Pass for it.
I already bought it.
Oh my god,
it was part of the $100.
Literally,
to be fair.
Remember, Bobby Coda got us. Remember, we paid
part of the update.
Yeah, we all did.
Never
I wanted that early access.
We beat it, and actually wait, never mind. Bacon did put in work, but then he got to a point where he's like, "Why am I playing this?"
It was the continual grind, and I was getting that one coat that did like one more health, and I'm just like, "Am I still doing this, bro?" And Mike's like, "Oh yeah, you got to put this on and tweak this and sparkle that," and I'm like, "I'm done."
Shout out to Todd Oxford. He's fired tonight. He said it should have been an email. Thank you. Appreciate you.
No, that's cinematic.
That's hatred.
Blizzard's cinematics are S tier, and there's no way.
And this would have been a great cinematic to open up the DLC. Moving on, this is kind of the snooze fest area. For all of those who like these games, nothing but respect. I've always wanted to play Elder Scrolls Online. I just don't have time. I've always wanted to play that. Same with Fallout. Just don't have time. Anyone want to say anything about Fallout? Moving on.
Excited to see that hype continue, man, with the show and everything.
Same with Fallout 76. I've played a lot of Fallout 76. I recommend Fallout 76. I played the whole basic campaign by myself as a solo player in the beginning when the game first came out. Loved it. Now it's even better. So if you have any Fallout bug, go play Fallout 76. Sea of Thieves Season 13. Again, most beautiful game, beautiful art style ever.
It's also the number one game on PlayStation, I'll have you know.
And every time I try to play Sea of Thieves, if I'm not with anybody or if we're not with Goose, Chipotle Bear, it takes me an hour to find a treasure on the fucking islands. How do you dig up the damn treasure?
Think it's as fun solo either.
It's terrible.
Yeah, you need a crew, man. That's the whole point. It's built for a crew.
And I think combat could be a lot better. Let's be real. It's
basic.
Yeah, it's there. It exists. But everyone loves that, like Bacon said. But here's the one we did, this was earlier in the show. My God, you guys, another huge anticipation. Okay, up there with Indiana Jones for most anticipated game of the year. Starfield Shattered Space reveal. This looked like a banger slanger. I cannot wait. I already have this pre-ordered and pre-played because I bought the early access edition. I cannot wait to bring Andreja, my love, my
Sarah.
Oh God.
Andreja
into the house Varun, and we're gonna figure out what's going on with the serpent, the art style and everything, the spookiness. They're playing into a little bit of the spooky horror in this trailer.
It's a little darker, isn't it? Yeah.
Looked fantastic. I cannot wait for Shattered Space. Ashes, what are your feelings on the Shattered Space? How did this do in the theater?
Dude, I'm so excited, man. People were pumped. I mean, I played through it 3 times, the game, so I'm ready to do a fresh playthrough again when the DLC comes out or expansion comes out. Yeah, I'm super pumped.
Jose, you're in, right?
Oh, absolutely. And to be fair, I have not played on my PC yet because I've been playing. So I'm gonna jump into this like new character on my PC in Shattered Space on my 4070 Super. I'm pumped, dude. Like I think this is gonna be a dope addition to the thing. Also, shout out to Ains. NHL Finals are wild right now. Welcome back, Ains. Good to see you, buddy.
Shout out to Ainsley, Bobby Bowden. Watching, of course, he's watching the. Did he just call it the NHL Finals?
Is hockey a sport?
It's called the Stanley Cup, Ains. What are you doing?
Hockey is
also
sport?
NHL Finals.
No, he's a hockey. He knows that. Why did you word it like that, Ains? I am shocked.
It is the Stanley Cup.
He's going to apologize right now. He's literally going to say, "I'm sorry. I don't know. I just said that," because he's going to be like, I bet if I said Stanley Cup, other people weren't going to know. I know, Ains, but I'm going to assume that.
You play basketball, stop talking.
Oh, my God. No, dude, you better not. That's it. You know that's insane that you just called it the NHL Finals. You called basketball the finals. I am so thrown off by this. I want to end the show.
I agree with Dan. Ains is off his rocker.
Thank you. That was insane, right? Bacon, we already talked about it, so you're already in. I know.
Yeah, I'm just in. I'm really happy with all the post-launch content and the updates and the fixing of the problems. I mean, I'd love for games to ship complete and ship fixed and ship every way, but that's just not the world we live in these days. So, darker tone. It's gonna be fun. I already bought it, so
let's go. Nissa Celtics. Yeah, they're up 3-0. They're gonna win it.
Luka can't play defense at all.
Well, they've lost their chances. It's over. And X13 Go said, honestly, I wish I liked Starfield more, but it really just feels like this hurts my heart, an inconvenience to play. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's a short session game. That's fine. It's not for everybody. I get that. But to me, Starfield just hit on so many levels for me, Ghosts. So that's okay. If it's not for you, don't play it. There's life's too short. Don't play any. Oh, see, look at it. Okay, here we go. Ains is back. Here's what he said. It is the Stanley Cup Finals, but basketball players don't talk sports, so I dumbed it. Okay, so you got all right.
I talk sports, Ainsley.
Whatever, Ains. Freaking Ains. This one was weird. The next one we have on here, the last game we have, World of Warcraft: The War Within. The way they set this up, Ashes. It seemed like it was coming to console, like showing the history of everything, and then it
100%.
did. So, talk to you about this.
Yeah, I leaned with my friend. I was like, are they actually doing this now? Because they were going through the order. They started with the first one, and I'm thinking, oh wow, they're gonna say the thing because we know they want to do it. But no, then our hopes were dashed when the splash screen came up at the end. It was probably one of the times the theater was the most quiet too, because I think a lot of people
disappointed.
That.
Yeah. Todd said no World of Warcraft on Game Pass. So that's a good question,
Well,
Bacon. Is
it's
World
just
of War?
It's not going to
Where
work
is
on
it?
a controller. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then
No, like
even
PC Game
PC
Pass.
guys,
Isn't it like a monthly subscription?
it
too,
is.
Right? Yeah.
And even PC guys in this group here don't play on keyboard and mouse. So, but we all know that PC Game Pass is a fast and growing segment for Xbox. So they have to support the PC crowd a little bit more. So, and there's no BlizzCon this year, so they had to show it here. So
I mean,
To be fair, real quick, they did add controller support to WoW,
what?
so it
that would
technically
be
can do
so
it.
many
Yeah.
sub menus.
When did they do that?
There's been a mod for a while.
Probably, yeah, there was a mod for a long time, but they added official support
Official
maybe a few months ago. Yeah, 3-4 months ago.
That's crazy. And then Todd said, "What Xbox players are getting a PC for a 15-year-old MMO?" I don't know, man. The fact that World of Warcraft is still going,
Todd's
Todd,
got attitude tonight.
it's absolutely insane. Shadow Grim said there are controller mods for it already on Steam Deck playing it. Yes. And then I don't know what Ains is referring there to.
He's telling us good job on our sub.
Yeah, we got
count,
250
that we're
subs,
moving
bud. It
up.
was a big day for us.
Oh, we did. Oh, nice. I didn't
I know,
notice.
man.
Gosh,
Party time.
Haynes is being supportive.
Shout out to Ains by Bobby Boden. There was also, I called this, by the way, Bacon, did you get our predictions? Did you tally those up or no?
No, I didn't even write them down. I know I didn't get any points. So I did.
Well, I
call
predicted
Gears, was
that
there?
there would be new hardware. We do have the new, what was it, the Galaxy console, right?
That one's cool, but that's a
It does
big
look
price
very
tag.
cool, but that's two terabyte.
$600 price tag, and it's a limited edition.
That's
Oh, sorry.
insane. I didn't know it was limited edition, but then we've got the 1 terabyte robot white. You know, I'm going to be selling my Series X right now and be getting that. Well,
No, you're not. You don't
No,
need
you're
it.
not, dude.
it's
have a 4080, bro. Get
I
this
should go
shattered space, or get the Starfield skin for yours and
No.
make it white.
To be
Yes.
honest,
That's
I
what I
should
have.
probably.
Yeah, I have the Starfield.
But you know, I like the. I should probably keep mine just for the disc.
This is not
Even though-
necessary with next gen coming and the
Yeah.
PS5
and your
Pro.
PC. And your PC.
I don't know why they're dropping this hardware. It doesn't make sense to me.
Todd does bring up a good point, though. We'll close on this. No price cuts. A digital only Series X 1 terabyte question mark. No
Well, there's
memory
a
card
$50
question.
price cut.
Yeah.
That white one's $450.
To be fair, these will go on sale again, and I guarantee they're going to try to push these with some
Right
sort of
before Call of
promotion.
Duty.
Exactly, for Call of Duty. So that was the Xbox Game Showcase 2024. Shout out to Ashes for being our boots on the ground. Shout out to Ainsley, Bobby Bowden for being there as well. And Ains was putting in the work, you guys. I saw him going to all the different gameplay.
He's big time.
He stayed
I
longer
can't wait to
than
hear
Luke.
season gaming this week. I know Ains
Um,
played some stuff behind the scenes. I'm just pumped, man.
He's
And-
NDA'd like Luke, though.
Oh, NDA'd out of his mind.
Luke
right
had to
now.
check his NDA status.
But 10 out of 10 conference. Anybody have any closing thoughts on the conference overall, Ashes?
Well, overall, thought it was great. Like I said, 10 out of 10, easy. I think it was not only Xbox's best, but maybe one of the best we've seen in a very, very long time, if not ever. Just banger after banger. Pacing was great. It's just overall a really, really great show.
I guess I'll throw it to you guys and Ashes too if you want. Are they going to be able to top that? Like, how I feel like 2021, 22, or 2022, 23, 24 have all been great. Like, how do you
On top.
how do you top this? Like, I don't. The conference, they've done such a great job. I don't know what you can do, but maybe actually, we don't think that they can. But let's look at some of these games. We already know Doom is 2025. That's it. Did I miss anything else? Fable, no date. Gears, no date.
South of Midnight should be 2025.
That's 2025 as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it 2025? Did they put a date on there? Okay, so
2025, yeah.
so we have South of Midnight and Doom. What are the other 2025 games? If we're going to get two more, if you had to put money on them,
Didn't Fable say 2025?
that
Perfect
definitely
Dark
didn't have a
did.
date. Nope. Perfect Dark.
No?
I know for sure. Perfect Dark and Fable did not have dates. What else
Yeah,
do
it
we
did-
get in
It did come with a
2025?
date. Fable
I
came
bet-
with 2025 date.
I bet
Oh, it
Metal
did?
Gear will be
Yeah,
20.
Fable did. Yep. Fable
Okay.
did.
No, I mean first party, Jose.
Oh, well.
Okay, so we're getting Doom. You thinking Doom, Fable, and South of Midnight in 2025?
Yeah.
That sounds about
I bet
Okay,
right.
that's
so
right.
what's
Probably
the
one more.
what's
I mean,
the last one?
they want a big one every quarter, right?
Yeah, so let's just assume 4.
I'm sure Indy gets pushed to 2025.
Oh no,
No.
don't say that. That would
That's
be
coming this year.
devastating. What
I
about
mean, it could
a lot of
be. It
stuff-
could have been the small
Clockwork,
ones, like
maybe?
Fragpunk, maybe, or
That's not first party though.
no? Yeah, I'm Jose. First Xbox first party.
We have 33 studios after all.
Well, or do they count Call of Duty now? Are we
Yeah.
getting a new Call of Duty next year?
Every year.
Okay. All right. Well, we already got it. Jose, quickly, let's close or end the show. Surprisingly, with Nerd Chat shoutouts, Jose. Shout out to Joe from the trophy room for having us on the live react, and huge shout out to Luke for the Cliffy B Gears E-Day. Jose wrote this on here. That's why I have to read it. But we already thanked Joe, and we already shouted out Luke. So shout out to those guys as well. But I do want to shout out Matt Kennedy, MKen10. Oh, wait. Is Todd still here, or did Todd leave? Dang it. Did I miss
think
Todd?
Todd's here.
Todd, shout out to Todd Oxtra. He finally followed me back on X platform. We did it, boys. He's been here listening to me for months. I've been following him for like almost a year now. He finally followed me back on Twitter. So I wanted to shout out Todd. But a huge Nerd Chat shout out to MKen10. He wrote in on right before the show. He had a question for us. Guys, as concerning the Game Showcase 2024, did it do what it truly needed to do? Make you forget about the Bethesda closures? And I saw Ashes, you liked my response. I said, yes, good games will make you forget very quickly. So Ashes, did this make you unfortunately forget about, I don't even remember that. I don't even remember the Redfall studio. Sorry. They're gone.
I mean, obviously we feel bad for devs if any dev lost their job, right? But I think it changed the perception on our confidence in Xbox, because it was probably at an all-time low when that stuff happened because they kept tripping over themselves. So I think that this show helped a lot with that. I mean, we've never seen a show where first party showed 17 games in one show. They had 17 first party games in a single show. That has never happened. That's just unheard of.
Yeah, that's insane, man.
Jose, did it make you forget about Tango Gameworks? And why can't I remember the Redfall developer now?
Arcane
Austin. Sorry.
Here's the thing. It did make me forget. I don't think that's a good way to frame it, right? Because it's like Ash said, there's a respect thing we have to consider there, that it's still people losing jobs, and it's not a great thing. There are also studios that still could have made great games. But I will say that this was a PR thing. And honestly, we said that back when that news broke. We were like, if you're a company,
this conference hits,
you're gonna do this before your conference, because then hopefully you hit and people kind of forget about that. And again, that sounds mean, but the one thing I will add, we didn't include the story on here, but if you have 30 minutes of your time, it is actually worth it to go watch that interview with Phil Spencer with Ryan McCaffrey on IGN. It was a great 30-minute interview, and Ryan asked that direct question in the interview. Like, people were really high and cheering on Phil, and Ryan was like,
that was a little weird though, right?
No, I think that was really good of him to say, like, look, I have to ask, like, how are you still feeling about that? And I will credit Phil. I'm sorry, not Todd. I will credit Phil for what he said about, like, we still are trying to take care of those developers. We still want to make sure they get severance packages. We're going to try to see if we can help them land in other places. Like, I think that's noble. I'm not saying Phil is not giving us lip service. I'm not saying he's still not a suit. He is all of those things as well. But also there are other suits that don't even say those things. So I think that's a very noble thing to do. And he basically said in the interview, like, when you're the boss, sometimes you have to make hard decisions, man. And I can tell you, like, from my own experience at work, I've had to do that, man. And it sucks when you're the guy that has to make that call, but the call has to be made nonetheless. And so, not giving him excuses, but definitely think that, like, I think that they're trying to do good by people. And to your question, Dan, of like, how do they top this? I don't think the goal is to top it. I think the goal right now is to follow through. Right, like, get these games out as soon as possible where they're not broken.
They
where
have to
enjoy
get these
them.
games out, and they have to be good.
And then on top of that, just continue that. They don't have to one up it every year. It's not like next year they have to shadow drop one game and then next year 2 more games. Like, it's just keeping consistent, right? Ash has made that great point of, like, they said they were going to drop quarterly good games. Let's just do that. Let's just drop a dope game every quarter, and all of a sudden people will change. Like the tide will change if you can maintain that. So I'm still hyped on this. And Matt, to your question, like it did make me forget, but it definitely didn't hurt, right? It's like getting ice cream after going to the dentist. It feels good, right? Like when you get there, I'm not going to lie.
X13 Ghost said it was the showcase Xbox needed given the recent issues. Bacon, did this make you forget? I mean, with respect to those studios, you weren't exactly, you were already on board with these.
Yeah,
choices,
I mean, it helps. I really loved Hi-Fi Rush, so knowing that we might never get another one, sucks. But this show saved the entire summer showcase season because let's be honest, the Keeleys weren't that great.
Awful.
PlayStation's state of play was cheeks. So it's always up to Xbox to have an in-person event to show fan service to the fans that fly out to LA and they put on big shindigs and the execs are out there to talk and everyone's having breakfast. Like, we should go next year. It'd be really fun as a group. Let's go.
That's our goal.
So it doesn't take away the sting, but it gives me a lot of hope and a lot of faith that Xbox is on the right path. And
faith or hope? I think it should be hope.
I got faith. I've seen these numbers the Xbox games are doing on other platforms, bro.
Here's the thing. I'm kind of with Todd. These games have to deliver. And Jose said, "Oh, as long as they release a game every quarter." No, they need to release good games. And then rated.
But that's subjective, Dan. Like if they Winter Burrow is not your game, that doesn't make it a bad game, right? Like they need consistent games.
They need to release critical and commercial good first party games. I'm sorry.
And then hearing Phil say the quiet part out loud about the slimy console tactics in that interview was freaking awesome. You guys hear Layden come back with something about that. So I still truly think he just wants everyone to play his games. It might be because Satya told him to do so, but
yeah, exactly.
Console tactics are dying and they're done, and I'm happy for it.
Okay. Closing. All right. Any closing thoughts on the conference in general? Ashes on Matt's are we going to move on from the closures, or are we going to see more? Unfortunately.
No, I think we're good, at least for a while.
Okay.
They don't want any kind of hit like that again for a good.
We'll see.
We need something soon for that handheld, and Phil talked about that in an interview too, right?
Yeah.
That he said this was a focus on games. We are gonna do something eventually on hardware. So give me an Elite Series 3, give me that handheld. Like, I'll be happy.
Bacon, I'm shocked you
have that for this holiday. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, that'd be great.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think you're taking member berries right there, Ashes.
No, I think we will. Yeah.
As long as they can play Call of Duty, it'll be good.
Bacon, I'm surprised he watched the interview because it was IGN and Ryan McCaffrey. So I
actually watched Podcast Unlocked today too. So
he's back, everyone.
Oh, he's back. Shadow Graham also said something. He said the Xbox handheld event would maybe not top it, but I bet hype would be just as big, especially if they follow through on the local installs, not just cloud. Yes, the handheld would be amazing. Also, quick shout outs to Coach Goose. Coach Goose had a couple of comments on our shorts. He loved us on the VR short. He made him laugh out loud about Deja Vu wanting to play golf in VR. I'm like, oh, that's called golfing. They're Deja Vu. Mm-hmm. And then he said in response to the Casa Bonita short, Wally over here just claiming something is bad without trying it.
Sounds like Wally.
He does it all the time.
Guys, Casa Bonita, I guarantee the food still sucks. So guys, let's close. Speaking of food, let's close the show like we always do, because we've gone long with that showcase. We're not going to be able to talk about what we've been playing with the best food we had this week. Jose, why don't you take it away this week?
Pretty mild week, but still some fun stuff. It was my brother's birthday on Sunday, so we stayed at my parents' house and played dominoes for literally 5 hours. Everybody was betting money. It was a good time, and I took home the pot, which was great. But we had dominoes that night. Always a good classic. I like dominoes. And then also, it was one of our friends' birthdays this week. We went to the Denver Beer Company. They just opened up a location in Littleton. If you're in Colorado, it's really, really good beer. I like their beer a lot. If you see it in the cases around the country, I like the peanut butter graham cracker porter is delicious. They have a Princess Yum Yum that's like a Kolsch that's really good. But they also have food at the pub thing, which is really good. So I had that on Tuesday, man, and that's the best thing I had this week. I haven't been doing a lot of other stuff. Sorry.
Bacon, do you have anything interesting this week?
Yeah, actually, I went and saw Bad Boys 4 and went to a place over by the AMC called Lazy Dog. I guess there's one up north too. Had a bison burger that was really super good, but then their desserts were off the chain. The banana pudding was so good. And then we had some homemade burgers tonight on the Traeger, which were awesome. But
nice.
Shout out to the Nerd Pod. As long as the Xbox handheld isn't another PS Portal, it needs internal gaming and cloud to compete and take over Sony. And Nessa said she tried the birthday cake from Burger. They have a.
It's gotta be like a Blizzard, right?
Like a shake, yeah.
At Burger King, no.
At
Blizzard?
Burger King, they have birthday cake. What is going on over there? Yeah, sorry, Shadow. I just read that. $6 for me. I mean, I love Burger King. You know,
he does love Burger King. The charbroiled burgers.
He eats 2 Whoppers at a time.
The best food I had this week, actually nobody knows this. I'm in Pennsylvania with my wife. That's why I'm in this black site down here in the basement. I'm visiting the in-laws, and the best food I had this week. We got a one date night. Sally and I, we got to go out to dinner. There's this fantastic.
They went to Burger King.
No, we did go to Dairy Queen for dessert, but we went to a awesome restaurant called. And now I can't remember the dang name. It's just an Italian restaurant that we go to every time we're out here in Pennsylvania.
Pizza Hut.
Muscarella's. That's
Olive Garden. That's what I was
it's
thinking.
called Muscarella's. And I got the meat and potatoes, which was an 8-ounce sirloin steak. Absolutely delicious with potato gnocchi. Guys, this was an incredible combination. Also, Jose, I sent you guys the picture. I got a Moscow Mule and I also got the pineapple mule. So the drinks were delicious. Then we went to Dairy Queen and I got my Heath Blizzard. Incredible. The standard.
Perfect choice.
Heath Blizzard is number one, the best Blizzard on the menu. Absolutely. Heath.
I'm the same
Blizzard.
way. Yeah, I usually get extra Heath. Yeah.
Oh, and Ashes, I'm so mad at myself. I forgot to do that. I always forget to get the extra Heath. I'm an idiot. I need it. Gosh, stupid. What an
idiot.
That was really loud, Jose. But yes, I definitely need to do that. But that was hands down the best food I've had this week. Ashes, before I throw it over to you, quick fire answers or questions for you. Favorite fast food pizza?
Do not say Little Caesars.
Favorite fast food pizza? What would it be? Probably Domino's, actually.
Okay, great answer.
Okay, that's fair. Fair.
No.
Better chicken sandwich. Ooh, and this is tough for you because you're in the dirty South.
Best fast food chicken sandwich.
Best fast food, sorry. Popeyes spicy chicken or Chick-fil-A sandwich?
Oh, just between those two?
Yes. You have to pick one.
Damn, that's close. Honestly, lately it's been Popeyes. I've been like
Woo!
Popeyes better.
Jose!
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Yeah.
Favorite sauce at Chick-fil-A?
Favorite sauce?
Yes.
Chick-fil-A
I
sauce.
usually just get mayo. I've never had any of their other sauces. Yeah. just a basic guy.
We got another bacon here, Jose. What the
I at least try ranch.
going on? Okay. Chipotle or Qdoba?
Qdoba.
Thank you. Thank you.
Qdoba's steak is much better. Are you kidding me? It's not even close.
And it's all cheaper. A lot cheaper.
I think I'm at the permaban Ashes.
Is it that much cheaper? I don't think it's that much.
Dude, I
It
paid
used to be a lot cheaper. They're pretty
$38
close now.
for 2 burritos the other day. Don't talk to me about expensive.
Ashes is
I was going to say Zaxby's Shadow. Yeah, to be fair.
Oh.
Sorry, go ahead, Dan.
Ashes is
Okay.
only he's not permabanned right now only because he answered correctly with the Heath Blizzard. That was key, and he was
That was
right
like
away.
saving
Like,
grace right there.
I've
that-
been
that
banned
is
like 90
hands
times,
down
Ashes. Don't worry.
the best. So, Ashes, what was the best food you had this week?
It was in LA while I was out there. So the first place, I cannot remember the name of it, but I have a friend of mine out there. He lives in Anaheim. I wanted good, authentic Mexican food.
Nice.
came to
Here we go.
Colorado.
Talk to me.
Yeah, coming from Texas, my wife's from El Paso. Like we know good
Oh,
Mexican
yeah.
food. We can't find anything out here in the Atlanta area. and he knew where to take me, and it was so damn good. It was really good food. So that was one of the meals, and then he took me to a place the last day before I flew out called the Habitat. Good burger place, probably the best fast food burger, charbroiled, like you
like Burger King. Oh my gosh! Oh,
yeah, it was
holy
really
shit!
good.
Tell me about
called
this.
the Habitat. Yeah, it was delicious. Yeah, it was really good.
That is awesome. So, thank you, Ashes, for being on the show. Thank you to our chat, gentlemen. This has been a 2-hour banger slanger of the Nerd Chat episode 163, the Xbox Showcase of Dreams. My name is Daddy Diwali. You can follow me at Daddy Diwali across all social media. You can follow the show at the Nerd Chat Podcast. What a banger of a show. Jose, Chipotle Bear, where can people find you?
You can find me everywhere, Chipotle Bear or Chipotle underscore Bear, some places. But thank you to everyone here, of course, everyone in the chat. We love seeing you guys supporting us. We've had a great couple of weeks, man. It's been great chatting with Zenkai and talking trash with him. That's where Dane's 3 out of 5 comes from. It's also been awesome to talk with Joe and Kyle, and of course Luke and Logan and Ains and everybody. Like, it's just a great time, I think, to be in this business and to celebrate games. And you know, as much as we do try to cause some conflict and stuff, we also want to enjoy this place together, man. And so we're grateful for you all. Also, thank you for the likes and the subs. Truly, we did hit 250, which is a milestone for us on YouTube, which is great. We're trying to build that so we can get to 500 and we can open up the monetization so my mom can send me like $1 every week. I'm sure she would do that. So shout out to everybody. If this is your first time listening, that like and subscribe helps us a ton, guys. If at the very least, hit that thumbs up for us. We'd appreciate it. Otherwise, have a great week gaming. Enjoy Shadow of the Erd Tree next week.
Is that next week?
Next week?
8 days, bud. 8 days.
No,
This year's crazy.
Okay.
Quite.
I'm counting it as next week. Don't worry about it.
Bacon, ex-Bacon Gaming. I don't even know his real first name, just like I already forgot Ashes. I think it was Jeremy or something.
You're right.
Jason, where can people find you? Oh, that just sounds awful. Bacon, where can people find you?
It's my God-given name, bud. You can find me on Twitter, because it's still Twitter. Continuing the console wars. You know, I don't own any consoles. It's a fun time. If you want, call me up for some Overwatch. I played some with my nieces and nephews yesterday. It was pretty fun. My little brother, it was fun. I want to shout out the chat. You guys were super active tonight. We really appreciate it. I think this is the most concurrent viewers we've had ever. No, so we're going places. Shout out to the chat. Thank you.
Huge Nerd Chat shout out to the chat. Huge shout out to Porsche Power. Ain said like and sub or I will find you.
Oh,
did he? Get out of here.
So aggressive.
Shout out to Ashes to Ashes. This has been a long time coming, boys. We've been trying to get Ashes on the show for a long time. He's been in the chat. He's been on his Twitter streets. He's been on threads. Ashes, thank you so much for being here. You are always welcome to join us and stop by. I hope we get to game with you soon. Please tell people where can people find you and what you're up to.
Yeah, absolutely. My pleasure. Appreciate you having me on. You gents put on a great show. I just love hanging out in chat and talking with you guys. You guys,
thank you, man.
Enjoy talking about it. So I appreciate it. Yeah, hit those likes, everyone. They put on a great show. You can hit me up on Twitter. It's at @the_Ashes2Ashes.
He's very active, you guys. He is very active.
Great streamer too.
Awesome.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, on all the gaming platforms, it's just Ashes2Ashes. Find me there on everything. And again, appreciate you having me on. Looking forward to doing it again.
Ashes, you are getting called out right now by the Nerd Pod. I've tried to get Ashes to game with me, and he always turns me down. Ever since I beat him in a racing game, and getting called out.
Shots fired.
Shots fired by the Nerd Pad. Nerds stick together. Nerd Chat. As always, you trolly Celebrite lovers. See you online.
See you online.
See you online.
See you online.
Yeah.
You know, Lloyd, just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber, you go and do something like this and totally redeem yourself.
The Nerd Chat is an Xbox podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days. You can follow the show at The Nerd Chat across all social media. The show was created by Daniel Wolenzik, and you can follow him at Daddy Diwali. The lead producer and co-host is Jose Martinez, and you can follow him at Chipotle_Bear. and former intern, recently promoted co-host Jason Jarrett, can be found at xbacongamin'. If you'd like to find out more about the show, please visit nerdchatmedia.com. And as always, see you online.